happens. Paco, back over onto the jet. You can tell the comfort was there compared to the race play, which was really disjointed from him, and he was just able to dominate the lobby.
And the crowd was crazy too.
Yeah, they really love this Leviathan squad. Also, that sets up for Navi versus Leviathan in the next matchup for a semi-final, which is just going to be such an incredible banger of a match.
Yeah, and with that in mind, let's take a look at our bracket, because today I have a feeling it's going to be just as wild as yesterday. We've got 100 Thieves versus FUT coming up first, and then Fnatic versus Fury. I mean, the crowd were cheering for Leviathan, but Mimi, you got to think that the Furia fans, I think it's going to be even louder than they were yesterday.
Oh, I'm absolutely sure that it will be. Obviously, that matchup has some history in it, which is going to be super exciting to see Fury and Fnatic in their new forms facing off each other again. The second match of today, I think, will also be great. It's kind of the last hope of NA, the last hope of Turkey as well facing off. Have that in the wrong order, but both the matches are going to be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. We've had a lot of really great days yesterday. Excellent. Now I'm hoping that today goes above and beyond.
I mean, speaking of those great days, we've seen all 32 teams play already, taking the stage here in Brazil. It is a single elimination format, so I feel like every time I've been on the desk, I've had to say goodbye to a lot of players. But you guys at home might be wondering, what have they been up to? What have they been up to since leaving lock-in? And luckily, I know, Mimi, you had a day off yesterday. You know, we sent you to the field to do some investigation and see what these players have been doing. Now, one of the players I want to talk about is Zekans, because I feel like we didn't see enough of him.
No, we really didn't see enough of him. One game out of Sentinels, he looked pretty solid, but I was hoping to see a little bit more. The thing is now, he has to fly back to America, and there's like a whole month before the league kicks off for Americas. So he's actually had to go back to school, and unfortunately, with all the time he was focusing on prepping, he's really fallen behind on the pre-calculus homework. Luckily, though, the entire team of Sentinels, their coaching staff, very statistically minded and have managed to help him out to stay on top of his schoolwork.
That's a lot of books he's got to read.
Yeah, having Kaplan there, that will help a lot.
Thank you very much, Mimi, for that great work that you've been doing. Seth, I know you were also kind of keeping up with Talon as well. One of my favorite teams in this tournament. For me, again, I wanted that Cinderella run. I wanted it so badly for them, but sadly, we didn't get it.
Yeah, I wanted to see that too. They were our second best Pacific team that we've had. You know, having to go up against DRX in that other side of the bracket, a really rough one for them. But even though they came up short, they still gave us really fantastic performances. They pushed DRX to the limits. They were able to eliminate, you know, fan favorites such as EDG. They're, you know, fans 10 and 11 out there in the audience that were watching.
I'm number 13.
Mimi's number 13, of course. It was a great run for the squad, especially with the rookies that they've had. But ever since they had that star-studded performance, they've decided to add boys to the end of every single one of their players' names just to have some extra synergy. So now we've got Foxy boys, we've got Sushi boys, Jit boys, Cruise boys, and Gardens boys.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. I feel like...
It really just brings the team together that way.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be Sushi boys boys?
No, he's already one of the boys. He was already ahead of the curve.
If anything, we'd do Sushi boys squared.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Great work, guys.
See, I can help second with this pre-calculus.
Thank you for filling me in on what's been happening. But one of the people that I really want to know, again, just feel like we didn't see enough of him, is Scream. What's Scream been up to, you know? And also, of course, in this tournament, I feel like this is not the Scream we expected.
Yeah, I had a super busy day off. Actually took a short trip over to Belgium to check in on Scream and see what he's been up to, because I was curious, you know? A lot of people had questions after coming in IGL of Carmen Core, having some great moments, but maybe not really able to sell people on this no duelist thing. But that's been exactly what he's focused on. This guy is out in the streets preaching, standing up for what he believes in, and shutting down duelists everywhere. And I just think that's beautiful.
I love this image. It looks like a thumbnail from an Onion article.
Frankly, look at it. I thought Belgian people were normally pretty nice. I don't know why they're shutting their ears. Like, they should hear him out.
They're rejecting his message. He's speaking the truth, and they don't want to hear it.
I think we should get a megaphone and just follow Mimi around screaming about no duelists and see how she feels.
I didn't say I believed in it. I didn't. I listened to it. I didn't believe it.
I think we would cause a breakdown in record time. It would not be very good.
I do want to say, though, I think out of everyone that's being eliminated, one of the players that I don't think anybody expected to be eliminated so early was Ye. Do we even need to explain who Ye is? I feel like at this point everybody knows El Diablo.
Yeah, of course. He's El Diablo. He was the best player in the world last year, putting on incredible performances, shattering fandoms, and breaking hearts that whole year throughout. But we did see him make a very early departure here in this event, which was not what we were expecting whatsoever. But obviously, there's been some stuff going on in the background.
Nope, you cannot say what what you said. I actually have listened into these people for several days now. I've been told from credible sources that C9 is making changes, but this is just too important. The sensitivity around this subject is too much. We're gonna have to refrain from saying absolutely anything about this. I'm really just not comfortable putting that out there. So, guys, we have no idea what's going on with Gay.
I want to know, Mimi. I want to know.
No, there's no information.
Okay.
He's just slashing my whole segment there.
Great.
No, I mean, we as a desk and as a product can neither confirm nor deny Ye's existence on Cloud9.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Mimi. But great work. Really, really proud of the information you two managed to
I think
dig
I have
up.
a career in journalism.
I think you, Mimi,
I think you do too,
Private
Seth.
eye.
Yeah.
Mimi Geddes, get it on.
I think I'll keep my own last name.
Now, we've told you guys about the players that we've been missing, but I want to know who you guys have missed the most in today's poll. These are the options: Zekken, the Talon, Boys, Scream, or is it Ye? Scan the QR code and cast your vote right now. And let us know, maybe there's some other players you've been missing. So make sure you can tweet at us as well using the hashtag VCT Lockin and VCT so we can highlight your tweets and your opinions on the broadcast. But for now, let's take a look at two teams that we have missed a lot, I believe. It is NRG and Giants in today's in-zone open mic.
Are you guys ready? Careful, don't group on the orb, please. No, breach stun day. Okay. Ready?
Wait. Hold on. Yo, with ult. Oh, no. Let me cross lanes.
Can we group up towards fight A? I don't know. I feel like they will take A control. Get close.
You want me to ult and then pop or what?
Okay, go.
Just all. Yeah, it's okay.
Go. I am not smoking heaven, okay? Clear, and then I will smoke.
Hey, all side already. All side. Can't be heaven, guys.
Yeah, smoked heaven.
I'm ulting.
Smoking back. Ult.
Ulting.
Battle. He's stunned. Flashing water. Coming in. In the O. 1v2. Default.
Chill.
1v2.
Yeah, we'll throw.
Just throw.
I'm gonna drone. That's running from water. The spike is left. He's looking for frags.
Maybe it's CT, yeah, maybe it's CT.
What's up, CT, Cloud? What's up, CT?
Side.
Spike is here.
Kid. Yes, inside.
They're gonna walk in when you tap, I think.
No, I don't want to cancel. I will cancel.
Cancel. Let us go. I'm down.
He dropped. I'm
Go right side. Scale right side.
okay.
Nice! Yo! Come on,
John.
What is that? You're insane, bro!
I'm kind of sad you didn't find out what FNS has been up to. I miss him.
Yeah, I would have liked to know.
Yeah.
I mean, probably
He's-
not much. He was very cold in that clutch. Just, yeah, I won it.
I know what
Just
he's been up to. He's ever since they got eliminated, he's been sitting in a sensory deprivation tank, just focusing and going into his mind palace and figuring out how he can become a better IGL.
Even
mind
more? Oh my
palace.
goodness.
Yeah, he's going to ascend.
He's going to win every event if that really, really happens. Yeah, well, thank you very much, guys. Once again, for your great investigation work. We're going to throw this to a break. But when we come back, we're going to be catching up on the first matchup of the day. It is 100 Thieves and FUT. We'll see you in a minute. 100 Thieves and FUT. We'll see you in a minute. 100 Thieves and FUT.
Que necesito para llegar a otro nivel. Dice por la calle que tú tienes un cojete. Vamos al espacio, tira fiestas y comete. La tierra es aburrida, tengo nada que hacer. Entonces prende tu cojete, las estrellas quiero ver. Dice por la calle que tú tienes un cojete. Vamos al espacio, tira fiestas y comete. La tierra es aburrida, tengo nada que hacer. Entonces prende tu cojete, better rock it like I said. it like I said. Rock it. Rock it. Rock it. Rock it. Rock it.
Welcome back to a lock-in. It's time to jump into our first matchup. It is NA versus EU. I feel like it's been a while since we had that head-to-head. And even though this tournament is a single elimination, was that yesterday?
Fnatic Sentinels.
Oh, yeah, does it really? Okay, I won't flame. But what was I gonna say? Even though it is a single elimination tournament, and these two teams, they have faced each other pretty recently with the same roster.
Yeah, that they have. Back in Red Bull Homegrown, both these squads played against each other in the off-season, but now they've made some changes since then. Kiwi wasn't able to play with the squad back then. Now FUT is working with their full roster. Still have the same squad. What I think is the most interesting about this matchup is that is going to be the very last stand for North
अभी चल रहा है
only
दिमाग
two
में वो
NA
चल
fans
रही है
have left to root for
Stream starting चल रही है ना?
other America squads, and Footballists as well is absolutely the pride of Turkey.
चलो मैं WhatsApp काट रहा
Yeah,
हूँ
they really
Chat
are.
में कुछ लिखिए यार।
Not being able to have Kiwi, he
आ
was
गए
absolutely instrumental.
तेरी स्ट्रीम देख रहा हूँ मैं
Dominance.
chat में कुछ
हो
लिखिए।
गई स्टार्ट
हेलो गाइस, व्हाट्स अप गाइस, क्या हाल चाल, कैसे घर में सब, कैसे घर में सब बढ़िया? आई होप सब घर में बढ़िया, मौज मस्ती मजाक करूँ मैं। का एपिसोड शुरू होगा थोड़ी देर में।
लेकिन आगे स्टार्ट तो हो गई स्ट्रीम
We've seen both of them play
Very
already.
stream start
Of
over.
course, this is the second time they're going to be taken onto stage. But I do want to start with that 100 Thieves versus EDG game because 100 Thieves were very, very, very
बंदे तो आगे शुरू होने वाला है थोड़ी देर में
There was a world where we didn't see them here today.
I mean, this matchup was quite wild. I think kind of the definition of this game was that both teams were defined by the clutches and the plays that happened in the very late round. On this Pearl map in particular, the one that the series ended on, it was 100 Thieves heading in, or excuse me, it was 100 Thieves coming in, trying to find these sites, playing that slow mid-round, and EDG playing back, and then coming into these really crazy brawls where it ended with clutch after clutch, mostly between G2 and Stellar.
Yeah,
हेलो भाई
right there as well, but Stellar was just
भाई आ गए अंग्रेज
really just kind of put that final nail on the coffin, sprang through that Viper's pit, being able to come up with 2 kills and also breaking my heart simultaneously. But
भाई क्या बोला जा रहा है, आप देख रहे कैसे बकवास कर रहे हैं हमसे।
series that we've had in the tournament so far, we can only hope that today's match also delivers in the same fronts.
How much do we read into that? How much has that changed your expectations of 100 Thieves? Because it felt like they should have had this side of the bracket as a no-brainer. They should be breezing through it.
I think for me, I didn't underestimate EDG, but I also think EDG played a lot better than I would have anticipated. And at the same time, 100 Thieves, I think, played slightly below where I expected them to be. It did give this kind of like cross beam, the beams crossing ended up having this like
Deepan Goswami, yo, what's up, Bansh?
The very end,
यहीं से बात कर ले ब्रो।
100 Thieves definitely need to step it up if they're gonna, look.
भाई ये अंग्रेजों का क्या सिस्टम है, वो समझ के नहीं आता।
I think my read on it was more that I think there is a positive spin to this because I agree with you. I think 100 Thieves struggled. I think their late rounds were getting consistently punished and they were losing out to a lot of clutch plays that should not have been allowed to happen. But at the same time, when that game got tight, when things got bad, when they were letting rounds slip away, their mental didn't crack. They still managed to come back out, win in that overtime.
भाई ये कल वाली लड़की फिर आ गई है।
हाँ परसों थी
अबे इसको बोल बाल कटा ले।
बहुत बेकार से लग रही है वो नहीं होते असली अंग्रेज, ये वो लग रही है।
बहुत शोर हो रहा है घर पे। Why I can understand bro, I can understand bro, love you bro, I can understand shit bro.
Late mid rounds, they kind of just picked us off one by one, and we have to work on that. I mean, they haven't had a lot of time to work on that, but Mimi, they're at least self-aware enough to know what they need to work on.
I would say that EDG exposed. भाई ये सारे हटाओ bro, मैं तुम्हें बताता हूँ इंसान को जिंदगी में सिर्फ 3 चीजें चाहिए होती हैं, और अभी I am talking about M, मतलब मेल्स, तो मेल्स को सिर्फ 3 M चाहिए, वो है मकान, मम्मी और माल। जिंदगी निकल जाती है इंसान की उसमें। ठीक है ठीक है, तो ये फालतू के मत पड़ा करो इन लोगों के, मैं बताऊंगा तुम्हें क्या चाहिए क्या नहीं चाहिए। ठीक है, ये भाई ये घोड़ू लोग हैं। अच्छा VCT लॉक इन साओ पोलो, भाई आ जाओ खाना खजो लो भाई, बहुत बढ़िया। भाई ऐसी क्या है, मेरे को अभी तक समझ नहीं आया ये क्या ब्लेंडर पे बनाया है इन लोगों ने। इससे बढ़िया बैंड से बनवा लेते। ओए हेलो गाइस, मेरा नाम है मैथ्यू और मैं गंजेड़ी हूँ और मैं पैसे गिनना पसंद करता हूँ और उसी में से मैं 100 रुपये 200 रुपये अपनी गांड के नीचे छिपा लेता हूँ। ओह माय गॉड, भाई चिंका है भाई, मैं इसको ना जॉब ऑफर करना चाहता हूँ, क्या ये मेरे घर के पास रेडी लगाएगा मोमो की। ओह माय गॉड, अंग्रेज भाई, अंग्रेजों से तो मैं एक ही काम करवा सकता हूँ, वो है डकैती करवाना।
इस पे कैसे खेलूं बे?
रुकना यार, मेरा बंदा कहीं और, कैरेक्टर कहीं और देख रहा है, मैं कैरेक्टर को थोड़ा एक्सटेंड।
Asuna, who's our flex player, he plays all agents like the same ways.
Hey guys, it's Peter, Asuna Mazurek. I'm playing for 100 Thieves, and I play the role of flex. Winning Red Bull Homeground gives us a small advantage, but I don't think it's anything to write home about. Overall, it's just a good event to get experience and, you know, develop us as players on LAN environments and get us really prepped for, you know, the coming years. We have a lot of personalities on the team, but also
better, I guess,
like the same. We all gel pretty well with each other. We all, like, you know, work well together and know when it's time to be serious and not. And Derek helps, you know, lighten up the mood, brighten up, and he always has a positive outlook. I think
भाई एक बात बताओ, क्यों? मुझे बताओ क्यों? हैं आशिक,
क्या हुआ?
ये जरूरी है क्या? यही इन खेलने वालों से पूछना कि क्या करना चाहते हो जिंदगी में, जरूरी है क्या ये करना?
अरे चूतियां ये। अरे एक चीज कर रहा था मैं।
Yeah, I think they absolutely are the favorites in this matchup, and I think we saw that step up again. Stellar's calling his individual performance great on that last map. So is Cryos.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're talking about the self-awareness, knowing the things that they need to correct from that first series. You heard it right there at the very end of the interview.
यार मेरे को कल की स्ट्रीम से ना वॉच टाइम नहीं मिला, पता नहीं क्यों।
कल मेरे से भी नहीं आया इतना।
अरे नहीं, मैं तो देख रहा था ना, मेरे को 3 घंटे का भी वॉच टाइम नहीं मिला, 0 निकला है।
गूगल समझदार है शायद।
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I'm really breaking down this one. This is their Icebox retakes and what they were doing really well, honestly, playing the post plants and really forcing Edward Gaming into some uncomfortable.
और मुझे लग रहा है आपने जल्दी स्ट्रीम स्टार्ट करवा दी।
But I've pulled 2 particular clips.
अरे होने वाला है, थोड़ी देर में शुरू हो ही जाएगा। सही है ना, सही टाइम पे कर दी। अक्षोदी काट लेंगे जब तक।
Just how good this Omen is as well at stopping it. First thing I want to point your attention to though is the fact that they have all this preset utility to try and stop this plan. You can see there's a snake bite, nanoswarm already set down ahead of time, and that just again buys time when as soon as they hear this cove coming up, they know that the plan's going to be coming out at any moment. Then there's another layer of utility that comes out here when you see another snake bite, but Smoggy ends up sticking the plant, so quite weakened. Here's the second layer though to this then retake situation that's being set up here for 100 Thieves. And part of where you start to see the Omen really playing to its strengths as well, because the Paranoia, really great tool for these retakes. It rips across the one side of the yellow box, and at the same time, they end up using this dart to the back of the site, and it's a double face, a double swing. This is one of the major strengths of 100 Thieves that I go on about all the time, is the fact that they are trading effectively, they have really good concrete game plans in situations like this with the retake. And this entire round plays out beautifully. One after another, they take the fights pretty effectively, it's methodical, and everyone is there ready to respond in kind. You notice that Evo Gaming are winning these fights in but Derek's there every single time with the trades. And this is just a recurring theme with 100 Thieves, something that they really do hammer home every single time. Here's another example on the other side now. Looking onto the A side, again, the exact same example that I pointed out before. This time, a nanoswarm set up across the site like this. And this really does apply pressure on Edward Gaming. So they really want to try and get the plant down. As soon as the alarm bot gets triggered, as soon as they hear the plant being tapped, instantly. Second wave of utility. Orb and the shock slide at the same time, and Edward Gaming are forced to to the side here. But there's another element
यही पूछ सकता हूँ भाई मैं, क्यों इतनी क्यों बकवास करनी है, एक गेम ही तो है। आओ भाई तब तक देखें हमारे भाई लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, आ जाओ यूट्यूब पे चलते हैं। वो सोप टुडे नहीं जाना चाचू, यूट्यूब चलना है।
Normally, Bang, if you're flanking like this alone, it's really risky.
Big Bong Gaming watch party.
This little avenue here or this little avenue here, but this isolates the fight just down to one solid.
भाई स्ट्रीम पे तो है लेकिन आए नहीं हमारे साथ।
So Bansh
भाई आ जाओ हेलो क्या
क्या बोल रहा है बीबो
किसको कह रहा था मैं बीबो क्या कर रहा है बीबो अकेले क्यों स्ट्रीम कर रहा है आज
try and stop this Bose plant from really getting off this retake as well with the defuse. But again, paranoia rips through and it's
Oh my god, who is this handsome guy? White color की शर्ट के अंदर हेडफोन में Oh my god.
Oh my god, कौन है मैं भी देखूंगा
देख ले मेरी स्ट्रीम पे दिख रहा है
actually does have legs when they're playing it as well, and I think that they're really using it to its fullest potential.
Who wins the first match? 100 TFUT. मैं
गजब ही चूतिया दिख रहा है भाई बंदा कौन है
ये ना बहुत हैंडसम लग रहा है भाई और देखिए बैंड समा क्या कर रहे हैं भाई ये देखें आ जाओ
Thank you very much, Bren. I think
भाई
Bren summed it up perfectly,
क्या
Mimi. There are a lot of positives.
There are, and I think probably the biggest one is the way that they coordinate utility on the fly. He was talking
बे
a
बैंड
lot about
समा
it
भाई समा बांधने वाले भाई हमारे
some of their comms and some of the videos that they make.
ये रहे ना भाई हमारे
And it's not just Stellar who's calling for stuff. Bang as well. There's a lot of voices in this team that are really
Who
good
will
at
win?
identifying what they need to do and
Easy.
making that call super
Me.
Well, let's talk about their opponents.
और नहीं तो क्या
It is the
कैसी बातें कर रहे हो
EMEA
भाई मैं ही
underdogs,
जीतूंगा
the pride of Turkey. FUT, they also won their first game as well, but
ये
it
हटा
was a
देनी
bit
चाहिए
of a
हमें
different story,
क्लोज पोल
Achilles. It wasn't as crazy as 100 Thieves' first game.
Yeah, not nearly. It was a 2-0 for them, winning that first map, especially quite handedly. I mean, you take a look back at that Lotus game.
ओ यार अपने सारे दोस्तों की स्ट्रीम ऑन कर लेते हैं यार
मैंने तो सभी की ऑन कर रखी है अच्छा बीबो भी ऑनलाइन है क्या स्ट्रीम कर रहा है
वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ बीबो भी तो स्ट्रीम कर रहा है आया नहीं साथ में
बड़ा चूतिया यार
You know, RQ, I think they got a little ahead of themselves in some
ये कैसे स्ट्रीम कर रहा है
overall, football's looking very, very strong, and Kiwi, one of those
वॉच पार्टी
players
इसने भी लिख रखा है
help lead the charge to victory.
ये आ क्यों नहीं
Yeah,
रहा
I think football has had a really good job of kind of adapting on the fly.
तुम सबने वॉच पार्टी लिख रखा है
They came out with this
मतलब मैं ही हूँ यूनिक
role where they're playing heavily in
आज तो
defensive
वॉच
space.
पार्टी लिखेगा
They
तू
did
ही
a great job
आते हैं
of
बंदे फिर भी
shutting down those plans, not allowing this team to get into their post plans. Once RRQ
मैंने तो
started
लिखा
playing
कुछ
more
अलग ही है
ball
भाई
around,
मौज मस्ती मजाक और
well.
VCT
Also, early in the series, playing on the Lotus, they bring
ये
out this
गजब
Neon and
देखते
this
हैं
Sage composition that looks really well
अपनी भी स्ट्रीम
thought
खोल लूँ क्या
through, with Sage walls and Neon diving in to
मेरा
help
एक सब्सक्राइबर
defend.
बढ़ा अभी
Also
अभी
some cool
वाओ
gambits on the
नाइस
defensive side. I think most people had pretty low expectations
अबे
for
वो
FUT
दे
team,
हमने
just
जल्दी
the
मैं
PRL
लगा
teams,
के
the
जा
first big
रहा
event.
हूँ
But the ideas that they brought into this match,
पंग खेलने
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things for me
ये
is
पुंग
that
ये
I
क्या
was
कल का मैच था क्या कल का
seeing
VCT है क्या ये
not
वाला
being super baited by audio cues.
कल का
We saw
VCT
that
था
a
क्या
lot on
ये
that Rome map. You saw RQ actually being really creative.
हाँ
with
ये
the
लो
using
वो
their
लास्ट
growlers
मैच
and
की बात
whatnot
चल रही
to
है
kind of
अभी
really start
अभी
to
होगा
हाँ,
having the football players
अच्छा
drifting them towards one side of the map, and then they would instantly strike on the
ये तो
opposite
मैंने
side.
देखा है
And
छोटी
if you
छोटी
take that
आंख वाले अच्छा
make
खेलते
sure they
हैं
don't get baited, I think they're gonna stand a really good
वो
chance
तो
here.
है छोटी छोटी आंखों से वो बहुत अलग
Also,
चीजें
the
देखते हैं
context of this win is really, really great. If you
बहुत
think about
अलग
this,
मतलब
the last four Turkish lineup, traditionally four Turkish
अबे
teams
भाई
have
एक
been to
एनिमे
international
था
tournaments.
उसमें बहुत
And
तगड़ा
Mimi,
बता
the
रखा था
Turkish fans,
कि
they are loving this. They want them
आदमी
to
जो
go all the way.
इवॉल्व हुआ
this means a ton for Turkey,
पहले वो
especially
जब
during
देखता
a
था तो
very
उसे
difficult time
एज
for this
दिखती थी
country. To be able to see
कहता
their
मेन
team
चीज
coming
वही है
out and
कहता
performing at such
प्राइमरी
a level,
प्राइमरी
he
वो
said
था
the last
एज
time that
थी
we saw a
सेकेंडरी
Turkish team
बूस्ट थे
winning series, doing super well
वाह
internationally, was all
देखो
the way back in
कहता उसको वो
2021.
लेट्स गो टीम लेट्स फाइंड टुगेदर FUT win VCT lock in fuck
At
off
this point, they've already
अच्छा
broken most
लड़की है
people's expectations.
डबल
They're
fuck
kind
off
of playing on house money. You beat 100 Thieves, you keep this miracle run going, who knows?
I can't imagine how they're going to react if they do beat
Yeah.
100 Thieves. But I want to talk about the two IGLs. All of the IGLs in this tournament
Acha.
have had incredible performances.
Oh, acha.
But Achilles Stella is right
Oh.
up there, and Mr. Farland has been doing well as
oh
well.
yeah
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a battle of the
Oh,
brains
yeah,
when it
yeah,
really
yeah.
comes down to it. Mr. Fallen, you know, putting up some
Oh,
solid
yeah.
numbers here as well as Stellar. I mean, we're just singing him praises and praises just moments ago. But it
अबे
really
रुक
is
यार
coming
मैं इसको ना
down to
ऊपर
that
कर
shot
देता हूँ
quality,
नीचे
making
कर
sure that
देता हूँ
you're
ये ना
not
ये
getting
मुंह
baited
ढक
by
रहा
those
है
audio cues, making sure that you have your players
रखो
in
नहीं आ
position
रहा
for
ऐसा रख
those
लेता हूँ
retakes. Stellar and Mr. Fallen have both proven that in their opening series, and now we get to see them clash.
They've proven it in the opening series, but this is very much a head-to-head where I don't think Mr. Fallen is
Better,
favored.
right?
Stellar's been here before, performed at international events, called a lot in very high-level competition in NA. Whereas for Mr. Fallen,
Way
this
better,
is
guys.
his first big debut. That series that we were just talking about was his first series that he was calling on an international stage. So now, facing off against a really strong IGL, if he can win that mind head-to-head that you're talking about, if he can out
भाई ऐसी जर्सी हम भी बनवा ले क्या बैंड समा नाम से
himself and not just a good Turkish IGL, but a great IGL generally.
एडिट कैसे
Yeah, it's going to
करते
be a great matchup for sure. Earlier in the
हैं
show, we took a poll and asked which players you guys at home would miss the most
Contact
at lock-in. The results are
security,
in, and I can reveal that you guys chose Yay! I'm not surprised.
Yeah, not
Yay.
shocking at all.
Which player do you miss the most? VCT Lock-in, Zekken, Tatalon Boys, yeah, or Scream? Bye, I miss Baranski, bro. He was the best in the game, bye. Best in the business and best in the game, bro.
But two more teams heading home today. It is crazy that we're almost
क्या
gonna have
बोलने का
our
bro?
top
तुम
four
लोगों को खुद
decided
को नहीं
right
पता
now.
क्या विषय का है नहीं bro.
Very quick 10 seconds to
पीछा हूँ
determine
baby.
who you're going for today.
All right, I'm going with 100 Thieves.
हिंदी मातृभाषा.
I think they're the favorite in this matchup.
हिंदी मातृभाषा
and I think
पीछा
their
हूँ.
playability looks
अबे किस में बोलता है बे मेरे को बताओ बे हिंदी मातृभाषा
हर गाने में बोलता है मिस स्टैन तो
Well, I
लाइक
think Kiwi
शाना
is
बन
going to squash the hoodie all
चले
today.
लौड़े
So
जल्दी
there
शाना
it is
बन
now.
ये
It's
शिमड़ी
time
बच्ची
to
लोग
get
को
this
जल्दी
thing
शाना कर
started
तेरे
and
को
find
धमकी आई
out
थी मेरे
if
साथ में
the
काम
Omega
कर
bracket is going to be the EMEA bracket.
बढ़िया
Which
गाने
two teams will move forward? We're about to find out. Lock in day 11 starts right now.
अच्छा यार काश कोई बिना कमेंट्री वाली VCT होती मैं अपनी कमेंट्री देता बेटर रहती ये अच्छा बनाया राइट वाला ये अच्छा लगा मुझे ये राइट का ये वाला अच्छा था राइट गेम्स बहन के लौड़े ओ मेरे को लगा इतने सारे मम्मे कैसे हो सकते हैं लाइक एक सेकंड पीछे चलते थोड़ा पीछे जा सकते हैं हल्का सा पीछे जा सकते हैं गाइस
पिच पे नहीं होगा YouTube पे
ओह माय गॉड शिट यार
हो गया शुरू
ओ भाई अंधेरे में खेलेंगे ये लोग
शुरू होगा ये
डैम ब्रो सोच ऐसे एक एस्ट्रिक बैठा हुआ और उसकी गांड में लाइट मारी जाए कैसा लगेगा
वाह भाई वाह कोई सेंस लो मतलब बस देखना है
और ये आ रहे हैं मौज अरे मौज ओ माय गॉड
वाह
ये मौज भी खेलेगा आज
इससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं
अरे
होता भाई
ये कौन आया भाई खाना ज्यादा खाता है क्या अबे VCT चबरी पहनते हैं
100T के बंदे कितने शांत हैं
अटकता बन अबे ये क्या है अटकता बन अटकतापन मौज एमर फलीन भाई मुझे नाम वाले लोग अच्छे लग रहे हैं भाई ये जीताऊंगा इन्हें मैं और कौन आया QW1 डब्लू बबलू आ गए वाओ अगला कौन आया अभी क्या नाम है भाई क्या सोच के नाम रखते हैं अपना
ऐसे ही रख लेते हैं
प्योर एज इज
गांड मस्ती वाले
डायरेक्ट
गांड मस्ती के जैसे नाम रख लिए
गाइस ये देख भाई काश उसके नाम के बीच में ना आई की जगह WY होता भाई मजा आ जाता गेज ये क्या कोच है
It is the age-old NA versus EU matchup. 100 Thieves, they're one of the favorites in the tournament going up against Turkey's last and only hope. And guys,
अबे चश्मा पहन के खेलेगा
and at this point,
अबे कलर ब्लाइंड लोग भी वैलोरेंट खेलते हैं
I can't help but feel like the pressure
Wow.
is all over on the side of 100 Thieves.
I think it absolutely is. This is their game to lose. You are favored.
भाई एक सेकंड ये हिला क्यों रहा है ओए हिला मत ओए डायरेक्ट भाई डायरेक्ट हिला रहा अरे 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 ये तो भाई वो प्लानिंग देख कैसे कर भाई तुम कुछ भी करना हमें जीतना है ठीक है पुकम पुकाई तेरी बहन की कर ले ओ भाई जय जैन भाई बहुत बढ़िया भाई बहुत बढ़िया भाई
IGL discussions that, as you said, Mimi, Mr. Fallen, the rest of FUT right now playing on that house money. They
भाई
don't
ऐसे
really
नो
have
चले
much
है भाई
to figure out
ऐसे
now.
नो
They've
चले
already
है
broken through. They've gotten to that second round. Now they're trying to win out. This could be a moment for Mr. Fallen to start throwing in some wild strats to try to catch 100 Thieves off guard.
ओह अच्छा
Put them on the back foot. We'll have to just wait and see what happens.
Well, the map
FUT
is,
वेटो
in
में
routine
फ्रैक्चर के लिए मना कर दिया गया है
ये सुधीर कौन है बे
go back to some of the maps we've seen.
Yeah, the fans
पेशेंट के लिए भी मना कर दिया
हंसले लोड थोड़ा
very much often getting rid
उधर
of
जाकर
fracture.
लोटस
For 100 Thieves.
ये सुधीर कंतवाल है कौन ये सुधीर कौन है ये
We saw this
सुधीर अपना है यार डीवो
सुधीर नाम उसका
यस सर लोटस 100T पिक्स अटैक लेट्स गो हेवन हेवन खेल लो यार गरीबों
अच्छी भाई लोटस आ गया
भाई मर्जी है भाई लोटस नया मैप है ना लोगों को टैक्टिक्स पता नहीं है इसलिए
तो इसलिए बंदों को बता रहे हैं
पर्ल कैंसिल कर दिया
we saw
जब पूछ रहे हैं लोग इनसे इससे पूछ रहे हैं अभी
हाँ उनसे पूछा जाता है ना कि खेलोगे कि नहीं स्प्लिट कैंसिल डिसाइडर मैप लोटस या हेवन में भी कौन सा आएगा
History repeats itself as we land on Icebox as the final map.
Nice.
We saw that one from 100 Thieves yesterday. Bren was talking about that Omen composition. I loved what we saw from 100 Thieves there.
I think the map
FUT
was really,
picks
really
attack.
exciting. Obviously,
Okay, that's good.
as you said, we understand why FUT want to go there. They look so good. 100 Thieves, they definitely had weaknesses, but I want to talk about the different philosophies we've seen on Lotus because both teams had such different ideas. The comp
अबे चेंबर है
really different.
Yeah, I think for the side of 100 Thieves, they had something.
अबे चेंबर है
They were playing into that phase.
ये तो ऐसा लग रहा है चेंबर को ADHD हो गया है अमरीकी चेंबर गाइस ये देखो
For me though, looking at the way that this map draft played out, so here in the Prime giving agent select, I really am concerned
मौज ने केजे ले लिया है
I feel like they need to be able to lock down this first map.
अटकता बन ने सेज लिया है मिस्टर फॉलिंग ने ओमन अबे क्यों तोड़ रहे फट जाएगा भाई पैसे तुम दोगे फिर क्या गरीब लोग हैं
Well, all that left to do is to throw
भाई वो लड़की
बांश पूरा सेट खरीद रहा है
Sideshow standing by with a human
भाई बैंच पे पैसा है तो कुछ भी कर सकता है
ओमेन का पूरा उसका होने का पूरा सेट खरीद रहा है क्या बात है
पुराना वाला सेट मुझे दे दिया है ब्रेन साइड शो लेट्स गो गाइस भाई ये इसको दाढ़ी दे दो और चश्मा दे दो ये एंड्रयू टेट बन जाएगा
I know, insane, managing to fend off a couple of match points there that Edward Gaming had.
Do you think men needs rights too? Oh my god, no.
The opener against EDG. I think a lot of people were
Oh
looking
my
at
god,
this
guys.
bracket and expecting them to be heavy favorites.
100 चोर और FUT
इंटरनेट
इंटरनेट वाला खेल आओ भाई देखें
ओके
मैच स्टार्ट
I completely agree with this
और ये फेंका गया और काफी अच्छा और यार
हो गया मैच शुरू
हाँ यस सर मैच स्टार्ट हो गया और ये क्राई ओ पुश करते हुए बी पे और नहीं यार स्नेट था
Okay, but already I was doing some VOD review of Footballist on this map, and even though they won 13-3 on A, if they throw that KO knife, they are always playing passive on the A side. And look how much 100 Thieves are abusing that.
Oh, they've just read it immediately, haven't they?
Cracks throws the A knife, and 100 Thieves know there's going to be no resistance here. I think they've got exactly the read on what this defense looks like.
But a rotating door is going to signal this one all down. Montage, see what he can do. Not too much pressure just yet, just abiding, waiting his time out.
चाटा मारा पीछे आ गया
The captain, not too much as well. 100 Thieves really just swarming every single avenue.
असूना पे चाटा तो बड़ा है देख असूना 4 HP मारा जा सकता है
Follow up with anything else, but right now 100 Thieves not struggling too hard on the
क्या हवा भाई
पिटाई हो रही है 100 Thieves की
क्या मेरे को लग रहा है 100 जीत की आज
quick dash through now,
क्या
all
छोड़ो
down to Kiwi
पड़ी
with the most to do, only down
1v3
to
हो
10
गया
health, so
पड़ गया कोई नहीं
really difficult task, and that's going to be the
बहुत
pistol
बढ़िया
round
भाई
secure.
100 Thieves ने पेल दिया फर एस्पोर्ट्स को फर है नहीं है FUT क्या है FUT esports whatever shit bro
they didn't have to show their attack side, so that's one of the reasons why I think this is going to be a great pick, because that they should have a bit of an advantage once we head into the next half.
भाई अगले ने वैंडल ले ली
side was won by being better on an individual
सेकंड राउंड में
सेकंड राउंड में वैंडल ले ली भाई ने सारे पैसे लगा दिए वैंडल लेने के लिए
so we get to see here the battle between the IGLs.
कोई नहीं भाई अगर राउंड निकलता है ना तो पैसे बच भी जाएंगे
अबे हाँ बे वैंडल सेकंड राउंड में वैंडल अच्छा होता है ऑप्शन सामने सेव करते हैं लेकिन बचना बहुत जरूरी है
So there's the knife again, this KO knife that's landing towards A. And what that means is that they're not going
साचा ले एक लिया है बूम बॉट नहीं दिया
they're just doing it.
पता है मेरी वैंडल की फेवरेट स्किन कौन सी है
कौन सी ब्रो
तो प्राइम 2.0
ओके
Stella's going to read that.
प्राइम 2.0 वो थी ना उसमें चेंज नहीं होता ना इसमें ब्लू वाला ऑप्शन मिलता है ना मेरे को प्राइम वो वाली अच्छी लगती है और एक वो अभी आरएस में लाई जो आई थी अच्छा खेल रहे हैं गार्ड मरेगी इसकी अगर नियॉन ने शॉट ही ले रखी है
पुश नहीं करेंगे ना वो उसके पास बेचारे के बूम बॉट नहीं है बूम बॉट होता तो बेटर रहता
देखते हैं
डिस्कॉर्ड छोड़ा किसी ने
100 Thieves are really happy to explore the map here. This to me looks like they're trying to draw attention, but my word, also getting a pick out of nowhere.
Nice.
They're quite fortunate for Bang, really. Paranoia was ripped
Nice,
across.
yaar.
It did push them back for but a moment, but look at all this space is just being gained. Stella quite
और वो
aware of
फिर
this now
सेटिंग
as
करनी
well.
पड़ेगी कैमरा की.
Work his way into that forward position.
His lurks are so good on this map. That's part of why they're playing the
कहाँ
Cypher.
रखूं?
He just has that informational tool to
मैं रख
work
दूं
around.
छोटा करके.
He can use the rest of his team to give him excellent timings. Stella's just been so good in the last few months. These two teams played an off-season
Oh
game.
yeah.
You know, that's the kind of time where Stella was really coming alive, and this tournament too, he's just been spectacular.
Yeah, putting up some insane numbers. Considering the role, considering what he's been having to do, all while calling, but FUT, you can see there's not much of an approach from them, looking to just really just play everything. Going down to the spikes, making sure that they deny any ult orbs potentially to 100 Thieves.
Yeah. And round 3 is going to be the important one
Hello?
here for Footballist.
Sound
They're
aa rahi hai?
not even taking a single weapon out of the hands of 100 Thieves, so this is going to be an extremely good bonus round
WhatsApp पे मैं
for the American
मैसेज कर रहा
squad.
हूँ.
And I'm wondering here, because
करो,
Footballist
देख
have
रहा हूँ.
demonstrated 2 defensive looks, generally speaking, towards A. I guess 3 if you include the operator, but one of them is going to be Moj, the Killjoy, holding A, and they throw that deep knife. And the other one is
क्या बताऊं?
they try and play really aggressive for A rubble control, and that's Kiwi's job.
बाद में बात कर लेंगे ब्रो.
अब चैट में कर रहे हैं ना, फिर कल
नहीं ब्रो. बाद में बात करेंगे. गेम खत्म होने दे फिर बात करते हैं.
यार अब तो ये तो 4 बजे तक खुद बंद होगा.
पागल है क्या? 4 बजे तक थोड़ी ना बैठूंगा मैं. 1 बजे तक स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ, उसके बाद बंद करके गेम खेलूंगा मैं.
4 राउंड है. इनका पहला ही चल रहा है अभी तो.
जल्दी में जाके कुछ खाने के लिए लेकर आता हूँ.
बोला था मैं 100 टी ने 2 राउंड निकाल लिए, बोला था.
मैंने बोला था वो निकालेंगे. उनकी वैंडल भी सेव हो गई. लेकिन अब सामने वाली टीम पे वैंडल और अब ये लोग सेफ वाले राउंड पे हैं, थोड़ा सेमी सेफ पे हैं.
Many of the players like you were talking about, Josh. Thieves the kind of team where they are going to be doing their homework.
Yeah, but I'm not a huge fan of what they're doing now because Footballists are going to get the read that this is
अबे
going to
MEA
बहुत गंदा मारा.
ओए EMEA
साइड पे अकेला बैठा था. क्या?
EMEA
Players are swarming the site.
ये कंट्री है कोई? कंट्री है कोई?
Surrounding for
अमेरिका का तो पता है. MEA पता नहीं क्या है.
EMEA MEA
होगी कोई कंट्री तो होगी ये. ओह
नाइस शॉट यार.
बहुत
अच्छा था
भाई. बंगाली तो नहीं है.
पागल है क्या?
नाम
तो वही रख रखा लड़के ने. भाई साहब भाई तो दाल चावल बेचता है भाई. 4K भाई. मौज भाई. मौज है भाई. मौज है भाई. मौज मौज भाई.
When you're facing against a team that's excellent at trading,
मौज यार.
you have to
मौज.
expose the tiniest part
Okay,
of your
food
body.
मौज.
Look at
Oh,
the seam there,
3.
just barely taking the smallest peaks,
Track.
not going for the classic
Ek.
Turkish wide swing,
Do.
because that would open
Do.
itself up to a trade.
3.
Played that one beautifully and won every 1v1.
भाई बहुत
Now,
सेक्सी.
in terms of the macro game too, though, 100 Thieves look like they're just giving a rubble to Footballist, and I don't like that. That means that 100 Thieves and Stella are going to have way less of the map to work with. You've got to challenge this at some point. Of course, it was still a decent bonus, so Footballists have the economic
चल एक राउंड तो निकला फ्यूट का.
I think they're just going to get the whole of rubble for free.
भाई बहुत मारा मौज. मौज ने तो
अबे
तेरी
देखा
मौज ने.
आज तरह कोई पैदा कर दिया.
different section though. You can see that.
मौज बहुत प्यारा खेला भाई. माँ कसम.
अबे देख वो कितना ज्यादा स्पीड खेल रहे हैं.
Farming up the orbs as well. So Asuna has that null command now in his back pocket.
एक दो बंदे बी से बी को पुश कर रहे हैं.
All from Ada Captain.
अबे एक सेकंड. तूने कहाँ कैमरा रखा है यार? मैं भी देखूं.
How is Stella supposed to lurk past that?
मैं राइट में रख नहीं सकता भाई. गड़बड़ है.
They know that 100
अबे
Thieves can't be going
वो
back
कर लिया
in
अगर फ्लिप
without
कर
that
लिया
ball
करना
going down.
अगर जहाँ पे
If you
रखना
like
है.
this from 100 Thieves though, you've got to break it because that
फ्लिप कर ले.
creates a little bit of pressure. It means the Footballists have to at least jiggle peek it instead of just leaving the wall there and rotating away.
Yeah, there was a knife used as well. Just
मेरी watching में मेरे को नहीं आ रही क्या?
Nobody's lurking on the other side of rubble.
And this is interesting, right? They're creating presence there, but not actually backing it up with any people. They're hoping that Footballists rotate a couple over to A to plug the gap, and now they'll get an easier hit. This is all going to come down to Mr. Fallen.
सबसे मस्त मेरे को कैमरा जो लग रहा है ना मेरा उसका क्या कहते हैं शॉट के लिए जो लगा रखा है सबसे बेस्ट कैमरा लग रहा है.
साइफर का?
अरे मेरा अपना खुद का.
हाँ तेरा कैमरा अच्छा लग रहा है.
Just not good enough. 100 Thieves. For all their trouble is going to be claiming 2, making sure that the angles are watched for. Kiwi, that's quite nice. Two instant responses. The stun's still being found, and it's
Nice,
a
यार.
little bit awkward there. A little bit strange.
हक दिया.
Ripped out into his hands. The time running solo. Had no
Lol.
idea that Cracks was looking on his position.
Nice.
Immaculate placement with the crosshair.
भाई मौज की टीम जीतेगी लग रहा है मुझे.
बुलडॉग खेल लेगा और वो वैंडल
Really
थी.
difficult task indeed.
अबे कौन सा नाइफ है ये वाला? बटरफ्लाई नाइफ. रिवर बटरफ्लाई नाइफ.
नहीं बटरफ्लाई नहीं है ये. सॉल नाम है इसका.
मुठरफ्लाई नाइफ.
अरे बुलडॉग ही थी यार, मेरे का दिमाग खराब. इसने उठा ली थी वैंडल.
When they find a gap, can just rip everything open. The quality is there.
ये बंदा लिख क्या रहा है?
And a bit of a mistake in that round as well from Bansh swinging.
नोट्स ले रहा है शायद.
The stun that was thrown by a neon. Knocks 100 Thieves down into an eco.
इनके टैक्टिक्स बहुत अलग होते हैं. सामने पे 2 वेंडर और 3 वेंडर. तो शेरिफ 3 स्टिंगर. अंडरटेकर सेव राउंड है. इतना गंदा लग रहा है भाई.
खुद को ही दे दिया डैमेज भाई ने.
No challenge there from FUT. A bit of a tap at a spike as well, just seeing if they can get anything else.
अबे नेट डाल देना बेवकूफ. तभी तो ये लोग नहीं जीतते हैं.
ओके बहुत बढ़िया निकाला.
I think that's the second kill the Kiwis got through smokes.
बढ़िया निकाला इसमें ट्रैप में उसके.
मौज की टीम है भाई वो. मौज की याद रखियो. मौज की टीम जीतेगी मैंने बोलता.
अबे रुक जा, अभी तो ये राउंड देखते हैं ना कौन निकालेगा.
भाई मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ मौज की टीम जीतेगी.
लग गए. हो गया. डिफेंड निकाल लिया. डिफेंडिंग अच्छा हो रहा है. उनका डिफेंडिंग अच्छा निकाल.
मौज की टीम है भाई. मौज की.
अबे फिर अल्ट भी तो था केजे का. केजे का अल्ट ने भी तो काम किया है. ये भी तो देख.
घंटा कुछ नहीं किया.
उसने अबे वो बी पुश कर रहे थे.
I guess that one's not even quite through a smoke. He's actually spotted the player right as it blooms. But I think one of the big advantages of playing Neon on this map is that Kiwi should just be able to be ahead of the attackers no matter what. He's so fast.
मैं भी देख रहा हूँ.
And it looks like again, footballists are going to try and control.
मेरे को ऐसा क्यों लगता है मैं केज अच्छा खेलता हूँ.
So they're throwing the wall. They're throwing.
मुझे ऐसा क्यों लगता है मैं सब कुछ अच्छा नहीं खेलता.
They're going to be stunned up and they're going to have a neon.
क्या मतलब सही लगता है?
तू
क्या कहता है?
हाँ केज अच्छा खेलता है तू.
सबसे बेस्ट कौन सा खेलता हूँ?
केज अच्छा खेलता है तू. नियॉन बेकार खेलता है तू. रेना नहीं खेलता अच्छा तू.
बचा क्या फिर?
जैसे बीवो का वाइपर है ना, वैसे हम में से किसी का कुछ भी नहीं है.
हाँ ये कह सकते हैं
कि हम ये एजेंट अच्छा खेलते हैं. मेरा तो लिटरली डिपेंड करता है कि कौन सा मैप और क्या खेलना है.
तो सही तो है, ऐसा ही होता है. कुछ एजेंट ऐसे भी होना चाहिए. कुछ एजेंट ऐसे भी होते हैं तो हर मैप में चल जाते हैं. वाइपर हर मैप में चल जाएगा. वाइपर होगी, अस्त्रा होगी,
जेट हो गई,
ओमेन हो गया,
सेज.
FUT aren't shy, still not shying away from the fight. You can see.
अबे कोई भी एजेंट कहीं पे भी चल जाएगा. डीसी भी किसका टेक्स्ट आया गाइस?
इस राउंड में क्या लोटस पे रेना का फायदा नहीं लगता मेरे को. क्योंकि ब्लाइंड का फायदा नहीं, वो किसी ना उसी के पीछे छुप जाएगा. किसी बॉल वगैरह के पीछे छुप जाएगा.
It's a dangerous game that 100 Thieves are playing right now, just trying to wait it out, spray down the transfer. The kills are going their way, and no one's really been sticking this defuse. Down to that 1v1, Stella just jiggles, knows that nobody's on this spike, but the smoke is going to be obfuscating it. Tap at a rifle.
Nice, bhai.
And it's a strained round, really pushing 100 Thieves to his limits, but a round nevertheless, making it an even scoreline.
अपने में तो भाई निकाल जाता बंदा, राउंड निकाल जाता.
There of 100 Thieves being able to get the post plant that's just out in the open. That plant position is amazing, and if you're forced to plant safe, there's no way 100 Thieves.
अबे बीवो कहाँ है? बीवो को बुलाओ ना. क्या कर रहा है बीवो? देखें.
स्ट्रीम तो कर रहा है लेकिन कैमरा ऑन नहीं है.
अबे शायद घर पे नहीं होगा वो. जैसे तूने बोलता ना वैसे कर रहा होगा.
अबे संडे आज तो.
ये बात भी है.
Knife is going to go down towards A main and Kiwi is on C.
कौन सी जगह एक्स्ट्रा ड्यूटी दे रहा है वो?
No, he doesn't. Jiggle peeks in.
भगवान जाने.
Once more, Kiwi
तेरे को धोखा दे रहा है तेरे रिलेशनशिप में.
भाई देख ले भाई.
When we talk about teams like FUT,
देख रहा है ना तू क्या कर रहा है मेरे साथ भी, वो खिलवाड़ कर रहा है
चूड़ियां तोड़ ले अपनी
भोसड़ी के।
I don't think they have anything to lose. In a game like this,
इनविजिबल वाली चूड़ियां तोड़ ले।
you just have to bring it all.
विजिबल चूड़ियां।
I can help them out.
भाई guys, I hate Pride Month by the way.
Some behind the scenes as well, just getting the opinions of various
क्या hate
लोग
करते हैं?
लोग प्राइड मंथ की स्ट्रीम करेंगे, मैं बोलूंगा फक प्राइड मंथ स्ट्रीम।
कौन है प्राइड मैन?
अबे प्राइड मैन नहीं, प्राइड मंथ।
ये क्या होता है?
प्राइड मंथ मतलब प्राइड का मतलब होता है तेरा, कैसे बताऊं, प्राइड का मतलब होता है कॉन्फिडेंस। अच्छा लाइक अच्छे में कुछ होता है, ठीक है। तो जो लोग LGBTQIA+ होते हैं ना,
समझ गया प्राइड में।
हाँ तो मैं वो लोग करते हैं ना प्राइड मंथ स्ट्रीम नेल पॉलिश लगा के, मैं बोलूंगा फक प्राइड मंथ स्ट्रीम।
It's a pivot play.
अरे हाँ मैं कुछ देखने गया था।
चैट लोग देखेंगे मुझे।
A couple of the positions there as well of that one kill that they did manage to
claim. मौज भाई मौज।
It's going to allow a res though onto this player too, so it should be a 5v4 retake.
मौज क्या करेगा, मेरे को मौज को देखना, मौज अच्छा खेल रहा था, 4 के निकालता मौज ने, हक दिया।
बस तेरी ही नजर लगी है उसे।
भाई मेरा दिन खराब जा रहे हैं आजकल।
तू जिसको बोल रहा वही बंदा वही मर जाता है।
भाई लेकिन जीतेगी तो तब भी ये तेरी FUT। भाई साहब ओए क्या राउंड निकाला है भाई, भाई क्या राउंड निकाला है माँ कसम।
अभी रिप्ले दिखाएंगे ना।
Stella wins them that round though too. The kill onto Mr. Fallen. IGL.
रिप्ले नहीं दिखा रहे।
The flagging coming out from Stella has just been amazing in this tournament. And to find them that pick that allows them to then pivot through B.
मेरे स्ट्रीम पे देख ले, मेरे स्ट्रीम पे दिख जाएगा।
अरे आ गया दिखा दे रिप्ले। सही निकाला है।
Yeah, huge plays from 100 Thieves. Those are the kind of moments that they need. You can't allow all of the big clutch momentum to go in the favor of Footballist. That's one of the things that lost this map for 100 Thieves against EDG. They just couldn't stop moments of magic from Jishu and Haodong.
Zishu?
Knocked down to the half by for FUT. Stella. Oh, that angle and the peak!
The triple.
क्या था ये?
Moments of brilliance from FUT. It's what makes them a dangerous
उठा ले।
trying to claim the gun, backs away. Kiwi does get out with his life and nice monetary upgrade in the form of that rifle. And already swarming this site though. It's a fast reaction from 100 Thieves. And this time it looks like they are trying to fight as well towards the back of the site. Smoke, it was a recall as well, pulled back all the way, and the Sheriff's just not quite good enough. As I say that though, matching them pound for pound tonight. Nade is really, really fantastic. Taking a lot of damage. Paranoia though, that's going to be really oh my goodness, this is getting so damn messy.
नहीं भाई, thank you. बता भाई सैचल, बता सैचल से मार दिया।
Where the player quality is so dangerous, and the eco rounds feel like Footballists are maybe even favored.
Yeah.
100 Thieves playing with the fear of God in them as they swing these corners.
Short. Short.
And his shots were just magnificent.
Short. नहीं था.
But also, I mean, even Derek's
अरे झटका लग गया.
अबे कुछ वायरलेस से खेल ले, कुछ वायर्ड से खेल ले, ये क्या सीन है?
भाई सबका अपना टेस्ट होता है, स्टाइल होता है खेलने का. अभी तो वायर्ड हेडफोन यूज कर रहा हूँ मैं, वायर्ड वाले नहीं हेडफोन, वायरलेस हेडफोन यूज कर रहा हूँ. सबका अपना टेस्ट होता है.
ब्लूटूथ से कनेक्ट कर रखा होगा ना तूने?
डोंगल डोंगल.
बोट के कब से आने लग गए वे?
पुराना है ब्रो, इमॉर्टल 1300 है ये.
लेटेंसी कितनी है?
1 ms.
100 waves, I love you.
Yeah, apparently.
100 weaves है भाई वो.
वही बोलना weaves.
Equal to 100 weaves.
Well, I'm not sure. He's just one, isn't he?
चार से चल रहा है, अच्छा मैच चल रहा है, खींचेगा ये मैच. मैं सर 2 मैच स्ट्रीम करूंगा, तीसरा मैच स्ट्रीम नहीं करूंगा. अगर तीसरे तक पहुंचे हैं तो.
अबे ये थोड़ी इनके बाद अगला दूसरा होगा ना फिर. अबे हैवी ना होएगा ना अगला तो मैच सा.
हाँ अगर फॉर एन एग्जांपल ये मैच 100 Thieves जीत गई और अगला मैच भी
ऐसा तो नहीं होता कि एक मैच VCT डिसाइड करता है फिर एक दूसरा बाकी तुम कर सकते हो.
नहीं वो सब प्लेयर्स डिसाइड करते हैं हमेशा से. बैंच कहां गया?
It is that full investment from 100 Thieves and a bit of a gamble for them.
भाई गलत बात तो है.
With their setup.
So here comes this long-range knife. You see all the way back from cracks.
तूने मेरे को चैनल्स में नहीं डाला ना अभी भी?
तेरा आया नहीं सच में.
अभी भी नहीं आया. अब तो आ गया होगा.
And I think you get the read from the Sage wall anyway, right? You see that Ada Captain's walled off B, so I think breaking the B wall and then pivoting back to A is going to be a pretty decent game plan. Footballists not really reading the gap in their defense as they have 3 players.
Oh my god, guys.
While Bang goes and pokes and prods.
Too much crazy ho gaya re.
Maybe one time they fake it.
What option do they want to take here? Stella is
stream की link डाल दूँ क्या?
as well.
Discord पे.
Through that C choke point, making sure that none of the defenders end up
कोई आएगा ही नहीं वैसे तो.
trying to press the advantage that they have.
वो बात अलग है, but still डाल दूँ क्या?
Risky moment here, down to about 50 seconds in the round, and whatever call gets made, it looks like the spike is leaning towards that A site.
I'm really surprised that Footballists aren't trying to move somebody over as well.
Oh, yeah.
They're just planning to play a full retake setup here.
Yeah. Knifeful to try and fake some presence towards B, I believe, latching onto one of the targets, which was Ada Captain. He's not going to be able to hear those sound cues. Oh my goodness, showstopper into the turret. What did they do to deserve that? But a full retake
Rohit
setup being played by
Wadekar.
FUT.
क्या मुझे shout out मिलेगा?
So they don't give away too many
ये रोहित वाडेकर
have
कौन
that
है?
weapon advantage, the rifle advantage.
अबे दे देना shout out मांग रहा है तो इतना ही पूछ रहा है भाई रोहित वाडेकर को shout out.
उससे मांग रहा है.
Bansh से.
उससे क्या नाम है? सुधीर से.
बीबो से.
Fights being taken, bit of rifle spam. Sounded quite messy off to the side, but it was a kill claimed. Now that flash to re-clear. Cryo dodging, weaving, ducking in a double face up. Fully blinded up, still Derek Ham as he claimed that one, and they do. They shut down the retake.
Watching this game so far, it feels like aim versus brain. It feels like Footballists are just able to win no matter what their decision making in some of these rounds because the player talent is absolute. And for 100 Thieves to be able to win these situations, they need to be working the map, pulling the rotates, defense, getting into good post-plant setups, supporting each other well. Like, all of the fundamental stuff is still being done really well for 100 Thieves. And they're only 5-4 up despite getting pistol and follow-up. Because FUT are that dangerous. Here they have Sheriffs in the hand again, Mr. Fallen with the Guardian. I'm not counting them out whatsoever.
Speed का gameplay देखा भी last round.
ना bro, text करने में भी देता लोगों को.
बहुत बढ़िया खेला. Smoke में kill निकाले हैं. Blind में kill निकाले हैं.
Looks like they want to try and take the fight, but contained in good time. The
doors rotating around.
Those kind of angles, you're going to need a miracle to try and find a kill or two. Moj looks like he wants to try and take some risks.
Yeah, really safe stuff. Very nicely done by 100 Thieves on the contain. Even if those 3 players had decided not to open the door, but had instead pushed into spawn, Stella and Bang were ready and waiting.
Saving है क्या? वो Moj save कर रहा है.
करने दे भाई, गरीब का लड़का है.
Should be a free plant.
2v5 चल रहा भाई. 130 ने full share.
भाई मुझे तो लग रहा है Moj जिता देगा भैया.
Okay, well Mr. Fallen almost
nope.
getting away with one there.
Round कदम. 6-4
2 players, the remaining players have put their falling so Prime Gaming
अभी दिया Moj.
मैं Prime Gaming में देखा मैंने कुछ ज्यादा खास नहीं है.
मुझे भी लग रहा था नहीं होगा.
हर महीने कुछ ना कुछ इन गेम कंटेंट वगैरह दे रहे हैं.
Taking a look at kind of the round in a replay, that 100 Thieves, that is how you deal with an eco round. Super ready for a push coming through. All of the players supporting each other and really precise.
भाई fist bump मांग रहा था, मिला ही नहीं बेचारे को.
Kiwi opping. Over on C again. Hasn't decided to op on A this entire time.
In fact, leaving B completely open.
But this time, they are actually following that KO knife over at A.
It's a dangerous moment, Stella. Waiting right into the sightlines of Kiwi.
Will they expect Mr. Fallen to be here? Every other time, this KO knife has meant there's nobody on A, we're holding passive.
They've been clearing this sometimes with a KO knife to the back of the ruins. But Mr. Fallen could be...
इतना बढ़िया यूज कर रहे हो यार.
Maybe around the time of the haunt, he knew
बढ़िया खेलते तो बढ़िया यूज करेंगे ही.
Making sure nobody's just hiding behind these
bombs. पूरे टीम के अपना देख ले.
Why not?
हम इनसे बेटर खेलते हैं भाई.
Even isolating that fight as well.
ये ना और 5 में से 3 ही खेलते हैं.
Has to take a risk there. Fighting that one.
वो बात अलग है.
For Cryo to readjustment. Crosshair placement wasn't the cleanest in the world. You got to be kidding me.
बहुत भयंकर शॉट भाई.
उसको सैचल भी अच्छा था रेस
Could
का.
be in a bit of trouble, obviously cutting off all the sound cues, but there's that 2v3, retaking with the operator. Never advisable. FUT might just opt into saving this round, playing it
वो
really
इधर
safe.
चल रहा है.
Or not. Still looks like they actually want to fight this one. A flash ready in the hands of Asuna though.
भाई मेरे को बड़ा बुरा लगता है वहाँ मौज भाई जब उड़ जाते हैं.
Blocks off that sideline. Pop flash play pushing through. Fully blinded up, but the spam.
M में
Blessed
मर
by
गया.
God, in that moment it feels like still the stun finds one. The rifle upgrade still a
Okay.
slide off angle. Asuna is favoured.
I don't think that was
गलत
even
हुआ यार.
spam. Bang was holding
उसके साथ गलत
anti-flash,
हुआ.
ready for the play to be made.
Ah, I see.
And I think you just get another glimpse into the thought processes of 100 Thieves and how good those fundamentals are.
Just discipline.
Yeah, and also the diligence there to clear this out. They've been getting the A side of the map for
ADS देख रहा है
a lot of the
इनका?
time, and they're
देख रहा
still
हूँ.
super diligent about
वो
clearing
यूज
out
कर
Mr.
रहे हैं
Fallen
ADS
in that
लॉन्ग रेंज के
position.
लिए.
Round 9 really was the pivotal turning point. If 100 Thieves have lost that, we would be seeing a very different half. But after they managed to cement their victory there, they're running away with this.
So this next one's
कोई
gonna be
बोलेगा
important
40
for
मिनट हो गए स्ट्रीम करते करते.
That same pressure being applied towards A main. You can see the knife as well, a forward position by Kiwi.
तब से बकवास ही चल रही है.
Nothing out of the usual for 100.
भाई कोई अच्छा राउंड दिखा दो. मौज के बाद कोई अच्छा राउंड नहीं हुआ है.
The only unusual thing
एक मौज ने अच्छा राउंड निकाला है, क्रायो ने अच्छा राउंड निकाला है. उसके बाद कोई बढ़िया राउंड दिखा ही नहीं है.
He now just swaps back over to the Phantom and chucks it over the
Come on,
उस दिन
guys.
राउंड बहुत हम सारे चारों बैठे हुए थे. बहुत अच्छे राउंड निकले थे उस दिन.
Just taking up this space towards C. Two players holding it down. They're going to have to be the difference maker.
Cryo double blast pack play, perhaps?
Yeah, all being picked up. There's a Haunt online, just contacting. Wow. Right into the sightlines, right into the sidelines. And more to the swing. He's good, but just can't quite find the kill.
बहुत बड़ी गलती.
Fragment
पूरा
also a
निकाला
little
भी
bit
नहीं.
delayed. Unable to really push past that onslaught of the 100
Astra
Thieves
का
players, making sure that they take the entirety
क्या
of the
पिटाई
site.
चढ़ा पाएंगे?
Going down. Asner is low. There's a
नहीं
paranoia.
होगा.
Wasn't really linked up with anything
अरे
else. Making
बेचारी
sure
का
to
ulti
clear
की
off.
मत
It's the knife though. Moving the ult away from Kiwi. This is going to be difficult. There is
Kiwi.
a res online. And the captain could try and bring somebody back right behind the wall there. What do they want to opt
मरा
for?
मरा
Pushing
मरा मरा मरा
forwards.
मरा मरा.
Still
Giant
an
भाई.
incredibly good post plant position.
Yeah, and how do you disrupt this?
बच गया.
No one on the flank. Lockdown's going to be used. This is going to be gaining a bit of space for them, but time is starting to run low. What a
Okay.
shot, Kiwi. The
अरे
lockdown might
नया
do it.
नहीं
भाई मैं बोल रहा हूँ क्रायो अच्छा खेल रहा है.
Showstopper. It's given him that kill. Fires the
आया है,
rocket,
हक
goes
दिया.
just directly wide.
मैं एक बार बोल दूँ अच्छा खेल रहा तो हक देता है.
अबे 1v1.
Half of it. It's down to Bang. Stunned up, spray down. Has to buy this
हक
time.
दिया.
Mr. Farland's done it.
बहुत बढ़िया भाई. फाइनली एक राउंड और अच्छा
Absolutely
निकला.
majestic gameplay.
Mr.
Despite the
Fallen
heroics
crazy
of
था ये.
Bang, just
खेल लिया
unable to
bro.
pull it through
दिया.
for them. And so FUT, they gave
खेल लिया
themselves a
bro.
respectable half.
बहुत बढ़िया राउंड
It
पड़ रहे हो.
certainly is respectable.
Well, first half
5-7
complete, bro.
footballist. They showcased their ability to hit some absurd shots, and also what a great lockdown towards the end there to push everybody back and disrupt that post plan. Futbolists also have not showcased their attacking side very much because they destroyed RRQ on this map. So 100 Thieves are now going blind into the second half.
Yeah, so an interesting Lotus awaiting us as well into that second half. But before all that, the Des is going to be breaking down what we've seen so far.
Thank you very much, guys. A 7-5 half, but my God, Mimi, that was.
ना बे यार ये फिर आ गई. दिमाग खा गई.
Defining moment at the half. Josh was
time हो
talking
गया.
about the fact that there was a lot of really readable plays for footballists, and they leaned into that again.
चलो अच्छी बात ये है एंटरटेन नहीं बैठा है आज.
And 100 Thieves had an
भगा
excellent
दिया
lead on
उसे,
it.
जॉब
The
से
thing
निकाल
is,
दिया
those
उसे.
rounds started to get very
कह रहे बहुत ज्यादा बोल रहा था तू है.
तूने बोला था ना अच्छा नहीं है इसलिए निकाल दिया.
It starts off with
कितना सुनते हैं लोग मेरी हैं?
हाँ बड़े लोग सर आप. अबे पीक 3 बंदे सेम टाइप पीक.
Damn. Damn bro.
और अपने बंदों का देख लो.
अब मैं भी ऐसी शॉट मारता हूँ शेरिफ से.
मैं पीक की बता रहा हूँ. एक साथ 3 पीक.
तो एक साथ 3 ही पीक देने होते हैं. मैं तो बोलता ही हूँ कुत्तों तुम सुनते कहाँ हो. मैं बोलता हूँ साथ चलो साथ चलो साथ चलो.
मैं तेरे साथ हूँ.
पता है सिर्फ तू ही मेरे साथ है ब्रो. मेरे साथ कोई भी नहीं है. बेंच भी नहीं बोल रहा कुछ.
आज बड़ा आदमी हो गया भाई. अब वो बात नहीं करता.
15 किल 10 डेथ 2 असिस्ट हर राउंड 1 किल तो ले रहा है.
सब्सक्राइबर हो चुके.
70 सब्सक्राइबर्स 3 दिन के अंदर 50 से.
versus EDG on this map on their defensive side. And playing against this Neon, I think it might be able to counter out some of what 100 Thieves' game plan is with this Season 8. They did have good preparation in the first half though, so I would expect the same from 100 Thieves here, but you can never count FUT out.
Yeah, it was a 7-5 half there for 100 Thieves leading in that series. They only were able to pick up 2 rounds versus EDG, so we need to see a stronger defense from them.
We do indeed. FUT is they're definitely not out. This is a great score for them to head into the second half. Back to you guys, Saisho and Bren.
Bora 100T. Mira Bora 100T.
So just before we get into the action,
देखते हैं attacking में क्या होगा.
Beautiful day for attack pause, isn't it, Josh?
I love it.
11 राउंड हो चुके हैं, बार-बार राउंड स्टार्ट हो रहा है.
It does give us an opportunity though to talk about how important this upcoming.
I mean 12 राउंड हो चुके हैं, 13वां राउंड स्टार्ट हो रहा है.
आसना क्यों नहीं खेलता भाई अपने में कोई?
मैं खेलूंगा आज.
It's not happening on Haven and esports.
आसना मास्टर कर ले.
12 बजे तक स्ट्रीम कर रहा हूं, बस बंद कर दूंगा 12 बजे.
अगर आसना मेन कर ले दो.
The map where 100 Thieves lost.
अबे पागल है क्या?
एम तो तेरा है ही. आसना और कर ले मेन. एबिलिटीज के साथ भी एक नंबर हो जाएगा.
मुझे पसंद नहीं लेकिन इस तरह बात ये है. काली है ना निगी.
ये है. Racism भाई.
On its peak.
Stuff that we've seen from, you know, Paper X and other teams like that in the tournament so far. Yeah. I want to see something interesting, something creative, and some moments of magic.
It is that narrow lead for 100 Thieves, but
entering this series,
as we mentioned, it's uncharted territory for them. If they're looking to try and counter strat, obviously the map pick being FUT's, 100 Thieves got to choose their, you know, favoured side at the beginning. Initially, it's the way it works, and yeah, maybe they had an idea in mind as well of what they wanted to do to disrupt, but who knows how happy they are with those rounds.
Yeah, and just to kind of talk a bit about when these two teams clashed.
Entering the series, FUT won 89% of the post plans, you know, so it was something shitty.
RRQ, there's a massive difference in our expectations. Players have done in the past and what the orgs and the team have done in the past. Between so I think footballists are going to be pressed.
केनिया तो सुना था ये एमिया कौन सा है? केनिया तो सुना है, एमिया तो मैं खुद पहली बार सुन रहा हूँ. पता नहीं हमें शायद एमिया की अहमियत नहीं पता इसीलिए.
No idea. They have nade from Asna and from Cryo. They got Paul.
अंतरे खा ले.
They got all sorts.
खिला दे भाई.
Denial on the plant and denial. I think footballers should not be allowed to get into those comfortable post-plant systems. But here we go, into the pistol round, and this one might mean everything for football.
गले में डाल दिया.
Everything, and Josh, you said they shouldn't be allowed
मुझे
to
लगा
those comfortable
ये बोलेगा मेरा चीज
situations,
अंतरा थोड़ी है तो कुछ काला है.
They'll take names.
अबे तू मुंह में जाके काला कैसे पता चलता है साले? तेरी मुंह के अंदर आंखें लगी हुई हैं. जबड़े में आंखें हैं तेरी साले. कोरनिया फंस रखा है क्या?
So an unfortunate error there. But FUT, of course, fast to play this one and look at what he is. I mean, he has just looked all the way through the connector.
अच्छा blind था, right?
Over the top though,
Exactly, bro.
the shots back.
Easy.
Rare whiff from him, a bit of beef being served up.
KO का तो खोल दिया भाई. खोल दिया KO को बेचारे को.
The score line even. The fight that's being taken, but now left down to just Derek in that 1v4. Finds the first one.
Shot भाई.
Make it happen, but would have been good at not allowing any of those isolated one-on-one fights.
तो उधर ड्रैग निकाल सकता है राउंड एक.
निकाल तो सकता है.
Aim बहुत अच्छा है. An almost impossible task, and indeed it is.
Aim बहुत अच्छा है इसका.
Finalize the pistol round for FUT. Fantastic beginning.
चल कोई नहीं है.
The neon से उसने जो गांड मारी है ना भाई बंदों की.
Pistol round, and they must be able to get value out of the neon. Kiwi got so much value. Catching Cryo with his pants down and then running
भाई जिम जाओ भाई.
backstabbing Asuna and gives all of the info to the rest of his team on where Asuna's playing. 100 Thieves had no idea.
No.
मैं हेडफोन के अंदर हेडफोन लगा रखे हैं इसने, ये क्या सीन है?
भाई वो आप अमीर होते हो ना तो आप कुछ भी कर सकते हो.
And 100 Thieves got to keep better track of it.
अलग ही सीन है.
Kiwi currently sitting at 17 kills. He's been the difference maker.
He certainly has.
Starting off on the right foot as well.
भाई लौंडे सारे बी पे स्टैक करके बैठे हुए हैं, देख रहा है तू?
अब वो हार्ड पुश.
An easy one here for footballists. I mean, you look at
बी पे लौंडे स्टैक पुश कर रहे हैं.
भाई बहुत गलत है तो. भाई गांड फट जाए ऐसे कोई देख के तो.
Off the back of the turret being killed, and they could hear a lot of pistols but they chose not to aggressively.
कोई सामने आएगा ना, एक किल मारेगा लेकिन मर के जाएगा.
100 Thieves clumped up death ball to
भाई
challenge.
साहब
भाई
पिटे, वो भी नहीं कर पाए, वो भी नहीं कर पाए.
कुछ नहीं है भाई.
Weapon of death.
खोल दिया भाई, नंगा कर दिया भाई मागा तुम.
भाई ड्रैग ही
बोल
है.
छी वैंडल लेके बैठ गया.
पूरे बैच में ड्रैग है भाई.
Derek's doing some serious damage here with that pistol. Frenzy, making the most of it. Two players knocked
अरे
down.
बस.
नाइस, एक ही लेना है. असूना को तो लेना है, ले लेंगे आराम से.
असूना तो मार देगा, असूना को मार देंगे आराम से.
ओके, लो हो गया 15 HP. भाई साहब मार के गया.
Only losing 2 players and keeping 2 rifles and a bulldog into the round. Kiwi has his ultimate to work with. This is going to already put a lot of pressure on 100 Thieves so early.
और कर लो. अब दोबारा ये तो है, चारों साथ में पुश नहीं करेंगे.
कभी भी नहीं करेंगे भाई, लाइफ में नहीं करेंगे ये लोग. बहुत बुरा मारा भाई, नंगा कर दिया भाई. वो 2 राउंड जीते कंटिन्यूअसली, भाई बड़ी बात होती है.
वो भी टूर्नामेंट में.
Exactly, bro.
They make sure that, listen, they're going to be winning the first fight, then the next one, then the next one. That's what you can come to expect of a team like this, and it's been demonstrated over and over again in these rounds.
I mean, at the moment, 100 Thieves just need to shut down Kiwi.
Yeah, he's running away with it.
He's got 20 kills in 14 rounds. It's absurd. I mean, some of them were farmed there on the eco players, but
मैंने इसको 8वीं बार सुना है absurd बोलते हुए. कितनी बार बोलेगा, समझ गया कि अच्छा नहीं है, गंदा है, ब्रोकन है.
सेम वर्ड इस्तेमाल नहीं करने चाहिए.
हाँ भाई,
पब्लिक नहीं बनती,
बोर हो जाते हैं.
होता है.
मेरे से कमेंट्री करवा लेते इससे अच्छा. मेरे से बेटर कोई कमेंट्री नहीं करता पूरी दुनिया में.
पेड़ दिया.
अरे भाई.
Have any visual cues or indicators other than the trip being broken, and now Stella down to him to hold down that line of sight angle. A bit of ADS fire, one after the other, but FUT do claim their space, and they're going to be able to get that spike down, this wall, causing problems. Asna has to be careful just in case.
एक चीज और देखी, पूरा टूर्नामेंट निकल गया, एक बंदे ने के हाथ में भी ओडिन और वो एरीज नहीं देखी है.
ऑपरेटर
भी नहीं है अभी तक, आई गेस.
ऑपरेटर तो है, ऑपरेटर तो यूज करते हैं.
अरे लेकिन यूज नहीं करी है मैंने कहा.
भाई करी है, नियॉन नहीं तो करी है, इसी में करी है.
इस राउंड मैच में करी थी एक बार.
हां, साइफर को मारा है ऑपरेटर सही.
याद नहीं, ध्यान नहीं दिया यार.
But with another post plan that they're allowed to get into and get comfortable at, and the positioning is nice. I think the real key for 100 Thieves is to play more flood retakes. What I mean by that is, as footballists are going for the plan, before they get into position, that's when you've got to instigate the retake. Because when you allow footballists to set up where they can play off each other, then they look scary good. I think one of the weaknesses of footballists is they're not able to construct that on the fly very quickly. But if you give them 5-10 seconds to set up, then they look nasty.
आज पता मैं अच्छा नहीं खेलूंगा, मेरे को अभी से फील आ रही है.
कल भी अच्छा नहीं खेल रहा था.
साले कल मैं अच्छा खेल रहा था. मेरे को नींद आ रही थी.
मुझे खेलते हुए देखा है हमने, और मैं पता है तू कैसा खेल रहा था कल.
भाई ऐसे मत बोल ब्रो. तेरे जाने के बाद मार्शल ओनली मैच किया था, बहुत किल्स निकाले थे मैंने.
अच्छा नहीं खेलता.
सामने वाली टीम बहुत भयंकर थी उनकी.
तू अच्छा नहीं खेला कल, मेरे सामने तो अच्छा खेला नहीं.
अरे कुछ टाइम पे हो जाती है हगा प्यार.
मैं सबसे गंदा खेलता हूँ, मैं बात कह रहा हूँ ये. और बता.
बड़ी बात है भाई. वे लेके जाएगा ये.
हाँ 2 लेके जाएगा.
बोल था ना लेके जाएगा.
2 निकालेगा.
एक और निकाल सकता है ये.
2-1 कैसे बोले इसका नाम. निकल गया भाई.
क्यों? अबे बोल तो रहा कीवी. कीवी कुछ तो है.
क्या है?
I talked previously about round 9 and how important that was for the ult economy and the swing for the rest of the half.
ये कौन बोला?
ये कौन से रेजोल्यूशन पे खेल रहे हैं बे?
अबे ये 4K पे खेलते हैं ना, तो इनका बहुत स्ट्रेस्ड होता है मॉनिटर. ओवर स्ट्रेस्ड होता है मॉनिटर इनका.
100 Thieves have not been able to control a rubble at all. Now they're putting a bit more of an
ये देखिए तो नॉर्मल दिख रहा है.
Got a seize, I believe, in the hands of Derek along with the 0 point.
Looks like a haunt actually, just a knife into the back as well with it, but immediately, I mean, FUT do not care. You can throw your
oh yeah.
Wasn't really any added threat placed behind that one.
Yeah, I mean, nade used for cryo too. But against
अच्छा तू
Footballist
बन
comp,
काम तो
especially
कर
Kiwi on the
मीठा मत
Neon,
बन
it's really hard to predict the timing of where he could be going.
लफ्जों की कैसे कहानी है
Talk about that pressure. Bang.
अबे एक पुश हो गया
Now, all the util being flooded his way.
घुस गए
As well, so he's blinded by the wall. Similar position.
बहुत बेकार
Rotating around.
100 का तो कुत्ता बना दिया
बहुत बढ़िया खेल रहे हैं भाई FUT बहुत बढ़िया खेल रही है खींच ले अरे अब निकल गया बहुत प्यारा निकला वो पिटाई चढ़ा दी ओ भाई
भाई ड्रैग की है भाई इनके टीम में पूरे ड्रैग की है और कोई नहीं है अगर चूती हैं
3 rounds now between them.
If they had saved 3 rifles there, they might have still been able to delay that pivotal moment one step further.
लैपटॉप कम गरम हो रहा है अभी पता इन जनरल
But by committing to the retake, I think that's a massive blunder.
गेम खेलता ज्यादा होता है
क्योंकि तेरे दोनों प्रोसेसर गरम होते हैं फिर ये भी देख अभी तेरे सिर्फ एक चीज गरम हो रही है
And I think that you're seeing the weaknesses.
तो वैसे भी इतना ज्यादा लोड नहीं पड़ता इसलिए बोल रहा हूं यही कर ले अभी
or rather, it's very good at controlling
जब तक पैसे आते हैं
some other maps. Here on Lotus,
एक पीसी बिल्ड कर लियो
the choke points are not small enough to get value out of the Season 8, and they
मैं यही प्रेफर करूंगा नहीं तो कमरे में कुछ ठंडा मंडा कुछ रखवा ले
ठंडा क्या रखवाऊं बाल्टी रख दो ठंडी
एसी रख ले
एसी के लिए जगह नहीं है मेरे कमरे में लग ही नहीं सकता कुछ गड़बड़ है यहाँ पे
क्या गड़बड़
है कुछ अबे नहीं रे बाबा एसी का क्या सिस्टम है देख ऐसा है कि यहाँ पे ना मेरा कमरा बीच में है बिल्कुल
अबे तो वो खिंच जाएगी वो तो पाइप खिंच जाता है स्प्लिट लग जाएगा
अरे वो बहुत महंगा पड़ जाता है इसलिए कह रहा हूँ
पड़ता तो है
हाँ भाई ना इतना कौन पैसा खर्चा करेगा
6-7 हज़ार रुपए लग जाएंगे अगर इस हिसाब से तू बता रहा है
और कोई तरीका नहीं है
कूलर लेकिन उसके लिए तेरे को ओपन होना चाहिए
क्योंकि भाई तो मैं कह रहा हूँ आउटर नहीं है ना मेरा कमरा बीच में है लेफ्ट में भी बिल्डिंग है मतलब लेफ्ट में भी घर है राइट में भी घर है और फिर दोनों साइड फिर कमरे हैं बीच में मेरा कमरा तो लग ही नहीं सकता
कमरा चेंज कर ले
कमरा चेंज नहीं हो सकता
वाई
एक ही कमरा है घर में
वाह
भाई हम गरीब लोग हैं भाई
ए गंडवा बनते फिर शुरू
भाई मैं बहुत गरीब हूँ प्लीज सपोर्ट मी गाइस मैं यूट्यूब छोड़ रहा हूँ जबकि मेरी दूसरी स्ट्रीम है मुझे सपोर्ट करो
कब आएगा तू मेरी ये बता
तू आ रहा है मेरे घर
ये क्या बकचोदी है तुझे बोला है मैंने घर आने के लिए
भाई नहीं हो पाएगा यार बोल रहा हूँ फोटो खींच के भेज दे
मना कर रहा है बहन
मना नहीं कर रहा लेकिन हाँ भी नहीं कर रहा टाइम मांग रहा हूँ थोड़ा
मुझे तो बोला कब तक
सोचने दे यार बात करने दे घर पे हाँ सोचने दे बात करने दे घर पे और क्या
पे क्या पूछेगा
यही कि गांड मस्ती के घर चले जाऊं
वेरी नाइस भाई मैं नहीं पकड़ के बैठाऊंगा तुझे ना मेरे से जबरदस्ती कोई धंधा करवा रहा
क्या पता तू मेरे से धंधा करवा दे
वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ नहीं करवा रहा
वैसे भी नांगलोई में रेड लाइट एरिया है
मेरे को मैं तो दलाल हूँ Oh!
So many shots going to be fired now. A bit of a reset at the aim. The angle being found in time is running low. FUT.
Okay. बहुत ही बढ़िया. निकाल दिया भाई निकाल दिया. N8 हो गया.
Well, let me just
राउंड निकाला है भाई.
तो शायद इससे बहुत गंदा स्पैम मारा है.
वही exactly.
Spoon feeding my comments back to me. That is ridiculous from Asuna.
And just the spacing from FUT there, just not wide enough. Give them any berth away from that. You can see those shots. I mean, lined it up perfectly for him. All he's got to do is rattle them away one after the other.
And I think, Bren, you were right on the money there. Too many footsteps, ironically, from FUT.
गाली बगी ना उसने.
Thieves read it. Stack 4 players there. Just like that, they're back in the map.
It was a massive round for them to be able to take away here. Again, that same, really similar presence by 100 Thieves here. They throw the horn, but it's not too much else being
Bransky.
Who's behind this?
Master कर ले,
This
Astra
does apply
master
that
कर
kind of
ले.
pressure to Derek because he's had to just play all the way back.
डुएलिस्ट खेलता हूँ भाई मैं कंट्रोलर नहीं
Aware
खेलता
currently as well, with all these smokes blocking these line of sight angles, with how far back he is.
Astra कुछ ज़्यादा ही complicated है भाई.
Weakens the rest of the
बहुत easy है Astra खेलना अभी खेल के दिखाऊंगा तेरे को
3 of the players.
It weakens some of the hold, but
इधर
Bang's getting good
जीत
info towards
बक्की
C,
है.
so he knows this isn't a fake.
बस
They can
फिर
full commit. And now we get to see, how good does 100 Thieves retake look? They're not... Oh, they are going for a flood.
Stopper, yep. Flooding right back in with the ultimate. We have to see value in the
अब भेज
middle.
हुआ हवा.
Guesses incorrectly. Right to the side. Crack's still making the most of this one, and Anna Captain holding the line, making sure that nobody can wade past that one sight line. It's up to them to try and find some heroics.
Hey,
Tries
बहुत बढ़िया.
to reset the aim here.
भाई साहब
It's going to be on 70 health. Drops down low in that 1v2. Players low, but the angle not
Damn,
afforded
bro.
to him. Anna
अंडर टी की तो
Captain,
गांड फाड़ दी.
what a finish to that one. 11th round.
इस मैच के साथ स्ट्रीम भी खत्म हो जाएगी मेरी
To that critical map
तो
one
अभी तो
win.
है टाइम.
Just when 100
हाँ
Thieves
मतलब
come
ये
up,
मैच जैसे
managing to
खत्म
get
हो
back
स्ट्रीम मंथ
into the map, Footballists slam the door in their face once more. And that
Oh,
post-ban
वैसे ऐसा
was
क्यों?
lovely. And also,
ऐसे ही
I
आज
got
के
a
लिए इतनी
question.
स्ट्रीम
Every time we've seen Cryo try and get back into somewhere with his ultimate, he doesn't have a great
भाई
read on where to
attitude
fire
है
it. He
बहन
looks
की तेरा.
awkward. He's not taking as much space as possible.
एवरेज व्यू ड्यूरेशन 8 मिनट तक देखा
Still a
लोगों
bit
ने
too
बस
early to
मुझे
say, but maybe you're starting to see some of that lack of
बंद भी कर दी
comfort that
तूने.
you wouldn't get with Cryo.
मेरी तो चल रही है मैं तो खुद को देख रहा हूँ कमेंट पढ़ने के लिए
He's sitting at 10 and 15, so
वही काउंट हो रहा है
it's
बस
always a possibility.
This time, a lot of people from 100 Thieves behind that utility on a rubble. And it's again going to put pressure on Bang. We saw him just have to retreat last time. Now it looks like he's standing his ground.
फिर दोबारा
Everything on
पक
Bang.
गया.
Shoulders still delivers a kill, finally shutting down Kiwi. Absolute menace that he's been opening up these sites, but the Thieves are going to be afforded now a 5v4 situation for their retake. Derek opens up the door. This is dangerous, but Crow's watching the other side of it, the other avenue still, not really
अरे बाप रे
trying to play with a bit of pace here. There is a punish there on the res. Kiwi once more being brought down and up close to the
भाई
wall, Mr.
साहब
Fallon.
निकाल दिया भाई.
थीव्स ले गई
No opportunities afforded to him. He tried to
ये
push
एक दिन
past that
बाइक
stage
लैंड
towards
कर रहा ना मैं
his
खाना
throat,
लेकर
but
आता हूँ रुक
that structure, that discipline,
Okay.
Let's
it
go.
does rear its head once more for 100 Thieves, so they do get that round, and so back and forth.
Yeah, this map has been insane so far. 100 Thieves are refusing to give up. Every time it looks like they're out of the map. Round 18, round 20. They're winning the necessary thrifties. I suppose not really a thrifty there, though, from 100 Thieves, because they committed to it, but it was a broken buy.
Yeah, it was weak.
They weren't favored. Only Bang receiving 5 players. And he got massive results out of
The
it.
fact that he even gets one kill there, fully blinded up, I think, from the paranoia, and still gets out of his life is...
And just buying time and stopping from footballists feeling comfortable for the rest of 100 Thieves to get their value.
Heavy presence, though. This fight being taken. And this is a close angle that's being held by Derek and the rest of his team here. Even that util being dumped in. And this can get dangerous if you don't have the proper tools to try and contain, especially as Kiwi. Opens south up, slight angle there. The door being open means that Derek does have an avenue to escape. And that slow pressure being put down onto them. 100 Thieves looking like they really want to fight hard for Ruins here. They're aware of players still watching, still holding these positions.
They were hoping to catch Footballist in transition there. They just waited, delayed for a little while, and then opened the door and kind of were hoping to collapse on a few players out in the open. But Footballist was still diligent and disciplined. Now that 0 point finds really good info from Aston. I think they should have the read that this is heading towards B or C.
Starting to rotate now. Players flooding. Aston's going to be left onto A just to hold that side down, but that's going to be the incorrect call from him still. Has to show at least that he's thinking about it. But that lockdown being used is going to push 100 Thieves back, so not going to be able to get onto the angles to try and deny space into the site. FUT are going to be able to walk their way in now with 25 seconds left. Very aggressive war. Cryo. Heads up play from him, actually pre-firing the top section of it. Now this rotating door. But there's a crossfire. It's deep in sand. Many fights being taken of great importance right now. The 100 Thieves are struggling to get anywhere. These slow orbs are really bogging them down. They just can't quite find the footing to get into this. The satchel possibly to push them forwards. Fight being taken. Cryo wins it. Up close again. The second is there. Now the nade Rebound spots. It's all down to Kiwi.
अरे
with
भाई
two. But
साहब
eventually he goes down.
Oh,
Still plenty
नहीं.
time. Running low. Down to
But
Mosh.
we-
Gets the
भाई
first.
साहब
Will he get the second? The top of the spike. He will.
Oh my god
And now bang.
क्या 100 thieves नहीं possible ही नहीं
अबे हट
12
भाई.
to 9. The Red Bull clutch.
let's go
What a
I
difference
love
maker.
Moj भाई Moj I love you bro
Incredibly
Crazy,
good
man.
idea in the round from Footballist as well. It's Moj who opens the round up with the lockdown. And off the back of that ult being used, Footballist push forward and take as much space as
अरे
they
यार, smoke
possibly
में भी नहीं मार
can.
पाया.
The retake was happening on 3 angles, and Moj
भाई
stayed
Moj है
solid
वो.
against that rotating
Moj
door
ले ली
from
भाई
B,
उसने.
and is there to win by just, as you said,
Moj,
Brent,
समझ रहा है,
tap,
Moj
tap,
क्या
tap,
होता है?
exactly
Moj
where
होता है,
they
Moj.
need it on that amazing plant position. It's all off the lockdown.
Oh my goodness.
What an opener.
What a punish.
This might be it for the map.
And at 4v5, it's pushing 100 Thieves to desperation. Showstopper, it's close, it misses! Again, has he not claimed a kill? And amongst the salvage, amongst the rubble,
12-9 हो गया
reigning
काम.
supreme. And Kiwi, he's not messing around. The space being gained, the shutdown, and
खत्म
nice
भाई
4 kills to
भाई
take the
बहुत
map.
प्यारा खत्म किया है राउंड यार.
यही जीते ये
It
bro
is such an awesome start.
guys
from
आज
FUT.
की VCT
An
stream इतनी
incredible
thank you so
map
much for
beat, though.
joining
Exactly.
सर
मतलब
अभी तो
किसी ने
राउंड
देखा नहीं तो
रह
बचते
रही है
हैं
Area where they've looked the weakest in this tournament,
अपना रिएक्शन दो
and they
सर.
come out with results.
1
I was a
2
bit worried about the first half, but with 5 on the board, they
About
demonstrated
4?
they didn't even really need that.
बहुत
Pressure and
है.
expectations on 100 Thieves' shoulders. Well, listen, their opponent's FUT, like we said at the beginning, everything to play for, but all that pressure, they know they're the underdogs coming into this. The real David versus Goliath. That's going to be map number 1, wrapped up here, but still, much more of the series left to go. We'll see you just after this.
हेलो
हेलो आ गया.
भाई स्ट्रीम ऑन कर दी मैंने
बहुत अच्छे.
खाना खा रहा हूँ बढ़िया वाला
क्या
गेस कर
बनाया
क्या
खाने
है
में? वही तो मैं
सफेद
पूछ
चावल साथ में पानी
रहा हूँ. हैं?
बेस्ट पानी
अरे मॉनिटर की ऐड चल रही है. अच्छा हेडफोन की ऐड है क्या?
Red Bull gives you wings.
Grim Rays Neon Chamber.
अच्छा एक बात बता
बता.
तू पूरा VCT स्ट्रीम करेगा
लास्ट टाइम भी किया था.
गेम नहीं खेलेगा
नहीं यार.
एक बार माइक म्यूट करियो
कल से टाइम से उठना है यार. हाँ
बोलूं
बोलो.
वो बंदा आएगा
कहाँ?
वैलोरेंट में 1 बजे।
हाँ तो उससे क्या बात करनी है? अच्छा उससे
वही। हाँ आना पड़ेगा इसको मेरे को आज।
क्या I try। अबे सेकंड राउंड फैनेटिक और फर्क है। ओ अच्छा अच्छा ये बात थी क्या? अच्छा उससे बात कर, उससे फिर पूछूं है। भाई 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 है
भाई बातचीत करेगा वो तो हिसाब से डिसाइड करेगा ना चीजें, इसलिए कह रहा हूँ आजा।
क्या बातचीत करेगा मतलब?
बातचीत कर ले उससे एक बार आके 1 बजे।
ओके ऑलमोस्ट डन, ऑलमोस्ट हीरा गाना है।
चल भाई मैं आधे घंटा लेटने जा रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं बिल्कुल 5 बजे से पीसी पे बैठा हूँ, फिर मेरे को 5 घंटे और बैठना स्ट्रीम करना। मैं जा रहा हूँ, ठीक है? 12 बजे मिलते हैं, ठीक है? आशिक आवाज़ नहीं आ रही ब्रो। चल ठीक है, बाय।
What a start from EMEA's representative FUT. They take their map pick loaders against 100 Thieves. I'm your host, Youngsu, and I'm back here with Achilles and Mimi. Now, before the match, we were asked to do predictions, and I drew this really cursed, horrendous depiction of what I thought was going to happen this game. And I'm very happy to see it is a Kiwi on top of a 100 Thieves hoodie. For those
See, I know it's a good drawing because you have to explain to the audience what you drew.
Hey, when I showed it to Sideshow, he got it. He got it on the nose, but I just wanted to bring it back up because it did feel like Mimi. It kind of summed up the game.
Yeah, I think 100 Thieves came in that first half and had a good idea of what they wanted for their game plan, played a very solid attacking side, but when we switched things over, the same issues of 100 Thieves defense proved true that we saw versus EDG, and FUT, on the other hand, was playing excellently in that half.
It pretty much went the exact same way. It was 2 rounds that they were able to pick up on that defending side, much like when they played against EDG, so clearly 100 Thieves still a lot to workshop when it comes down to how to pilot that side of the map and temper this aggression that was continuously coming out from the side of Footballs, because Kiwi, we didn't get to see too much of him on the attack in that first set. Now he comes out here and he has an explosive game.
Yeah, that he did. And also for FUT, their post plants that they had on this map, I thought were really good. I think that for 100 Thieves, their read on the game was that with this Fade Raise comp, they wanted to get in early information, then play back and lean into these retakes in the posts. But FUT never let that happen. They were really good at getting sites executed with this Neon, with this Sage Wall. But once they got into the post plants, they were winning almost every time. 91%, 10 out of 11. That is an insane stat that they managed to pull off. And I think the thing is that they were also just always fighting so deep that 100 Thieves was kind of funneling in one at a time, losing out to those players. Also, those Sage Walls into the post plant were oftentimes causing issues with 100 Thieves not breaking them in time and then just feeling very staggered in their approach to those retakes.
Yeah, the entire tempo on those retakes just felt completely off from the side of 100 Thieves. So I think that this is a map that they're really going to have to revisit, break down, maybe even reassess the composition that they're trying to run, or just pivot the style that they're playing it under if they want to have success on this. Otherwise, floating Lotus could prove to be very very dangerous for them if they do still win this series.
Well, I've gassed up Kiwi already. Let's take a look at him in the Verizon high-speed moment, because it was absolutely a highlight reel of everything this guy could do. And this isn't even his best agent movie. His best agent is Jet.
I don't know, Yinsu. I feel like Neon might be his best because he looks incredible on this. Both times that we've gotten to see him play. On the defensive side, great ideas. On the attack as well, being the first one in on these executes, it felt like he couldn't miss.
Yeah, it was just way too much to deal with. I mean, just constantly just being able to mow down person after person in the enemy squad as well. So his spray control, his movement on this Neon, everything is so well played out. And a 4K to end it all with the ult pop at the end was just great. And this guy was popping off the entire game, and he had every reason to.
Yeah, he absolutely did as well. I mean, absolutely shutting down on 100 Thieves there, and I think building a ton of confidence for himself and for his team. You saw him popping off, going crazy every time he hit one of those clips.
Well, before the match, we set up, you know, that head-to-head between Mr. Farlan and Stella. Here is Mr. Farlan in the aim lab shoot-around before we get into the next map as he is warming up. Did you feel like Stella struggled a little bit? We haven't seen him struggle like that this tournament at all.
So it's interesting. I actually felt like in the first half, like the casters were talking about, he had a very good read on the game, had some good ideas on how to play 100 Thieves mid-round, but the defensive calling, I think, was struggling. I think they came up with the wrong solution against these strong post plants for FUT and really struggled to find anything. They were just facing up against a brick wall.
Yeah, we were talking about, you know, how is he going to IGL this team to success. Turns out saying Kiwi go kill is a pretty good strategy. So just keep unleashing that one, especially as we get ready to go into the next map of Haven.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And for Mr. Fallen, too, I think that the attack side decision-making from him was good. They were so often just throwing execute after execute with Kiwi running in, but he was varying it up enough that it felt like 100 Thieves was always forced to kind of play back, give that space. They were never really able to get that perfect stack to shut down the executes.
Well, we're moving on to 100 Thieves map pick here. It's definitely not, they're not out just yet. Achilles, what are you expecting here?
I mean, I think that 100 Thieves are going to be a team that's able to rebound after a loss like this. I think that they're still going to be able to have very level heads on their shoulders. They showed that with Pearl, with how, you know, well they were able to fight back against EDG after suffering a very similar loss on Lotus. So I think that they're still going to come back into this one with maximum comfort. And, you know, before we even got into that first map, I did say it felt like Lotus was a must-win for Footballs to be able to take this series. Now they have that in their back pocket. I'm curious to see how this Haven is going to look for them, because in their first series, we saw them ban it.
Yeah, and as well, this is going to be another one of those maps where it is a direct rematch. These two teams played this map at Red Bull home ground. 100 Thieves won last time 13-10.
Of course, Kiwi wasn't there that game, so he could be the difference maker here. They had to play with their sub. Mooj at the time, we're into the Prime Gaming agent select here, and so far it's looking like that comp they played already.
Yeah, it's looking pretty standard on both sides, but what I'm hoping for is Kiwi, Cryo on the Jet, and that's exactly what we get. This head-to-head is going to be pivotal, because while Cryo is good on race, he's solid, he did fine, his starring agent is this Jet, and like you were talking about, Sue, it's the same thing for Kiwi.
They did a little swapsy. Now, Arson has gone to the KO, and Krax is playing the Fade, so there's a slight change here, but I don't know how that's going to impact the game. But 100 Thieves, they have to win this if they want to stay in the tournament. Saisho and Brent, let's see if they can.
That's right, the heat is building and the pressure is mounting on the side of 100 Thieves because it is do or die, right, in this single elimination. And right now you're staring down the barrel of defeat because, listen, FUT are looking primed and ready. It's quite poetic that we're heading to Haven as well, as the desk has already mentioned. It is. This is the last time that both of these teams played Haven was against each other, admittedly with FUT being a slightly weaker roster with Kiwi not playing.
And I think that that's a real key because in that series, Cryo went crazy. He's just playing Jet on Haven. He goes 300 ACS, 7-1 in first kill. People couldn't shut him down. And that was specifically 100 Thieves on their attack side, where he was dominating. But what we've just seen from Kiwi, going 31-19 with over 220 ADR, like, this is going to be an even matchup, I think.
Let's get this started. Speaking of confidence, that's a Sheriff in the hands of Kiwi. But Cryo's the one that's going to be leading it in now for 100 Thieves on this pistol round. Dash forwards. Oh, not in close, but a good paranoia. Looks like FUT want to be fighting this one. Putting their own util into this, making sure that it's not an easy task. And despite the flash into the back, still the kills, one after another. Asner with that ghost. Real precision, even the paranoia into the back. Had a captain does well to get just the one, but at least the angle's being watched for. So, pistol round. Gets off on the right start here for 100 Thieves.
Such fantastic play from Bang and Asana to support Cryo as he goes into backside. I think, you need to start with the composition from 100 Thieves. Asuna moving away from the fade and not playing breach, which is very common on this map too, means that they're going to have quite a bit less utility for Cryo. Right? Asuna's got more for himself, but for Cryo on their retakes or when they try to get, like in that situation where they're trying to push towards the back of the site, having already taken the front, they don't have that extra breach utility. So instead, 100 Thieves have got to rely on extremely good trading. And that's what you get from Bang, from Derek and Asuna, Stella too, actually. These guys are so clean with it, usually.
They've certainly been pushed in that area.
Yeah, and I think Kiwi will continue to push them, Brett. I think it's one thing to be able to trade out a Neon. I think in theory, it's even more difficult to trade out the Jet. If Kiwi starts getting the feel of the game and getting his groove going, he's going to be able to force 1v1s just based off the agent he's playing.
Okay.
Contact push up, Smoke a little bit delayed there, so the drone, I believe, spots at least one, maybe two players in short.
If they cancel, Mr. Fallen going for the info peak when 100 Thieves are
that's going to make them re-hit.
still clearly there. That's a pretty big mistake, I think.
Oh, and it's angle, Stella. You're not favored there, son. Spectre. Slide upgrade, and Kiwi makes the most of it. Now this guy is a real thorn in their sides.
Both Jets popping off.
Yep. You can just buy his time, make sure that this fight gets taken, and that is not favorable. Bang will trade it, but my goodness. What a threat this guy is.
Massive mistake from Cryo there, being the trader with only a fraction of health. Leaves everything down to Bang. This is a round that 100 Thieves cannot afford to lose.
20 seconds. Spike's not in his hands, has to reclaim it, and realistically, only sight that's going to be afforded to him is that A sight.
There is very little time
12 seconds, and yet, look at this.
Montage has a nano swarm if Bang doesn't plant safe.
Ready and waiting. Smoke, push forwards. Kill needs to be found, and my goodness, is it strained. But it is a round win, nevertheless, for 100 Thieves. FUT can be happy with that, though. There was a ton of damage done. Not just to the economy, but I think Kiwi as well, building up that confidence.
Yeah, I mean, mental damage inflicted, I think. But I don't know if we'll see in the replay. Yeah, here. Cryo tries to trade when he's the weak player and Derek has all the health. That is way the wrong way of doing things. And I don't know why that call is made, because it would be so natural for Cryo to be the first player in. But yeah, for whatever reason, that's what they chose, and it led to disaster there. Taking a look at the economy again. Not really that badly affected, only a Guardian for Derek, and Mr. Fallen has one on the other side. So very even scenes heading into round 3, but it's not a bonus.
Shots are fired off just down that long corridor. It's a contact play, bit of a reload. Oh, cracks. Of course he wants to take the fight. He wants a little bit more. He's going to get supported. Stray shots being rattled, and my goodness, that Guardian. Mr. Fallen making the most of it. 3 in the round. Will he make it 4? Not quite, but he'll be happy with that. That's a Prime Gaming flawless. Upgrades all around. And so that bonus round, the 100 Thieves fully invested into. Not back down to that eco.
Yeah, there's the big issue. And Footballists, you're seeing what they're going to do frequently on this defense side, which is to try to challenge 100 Thieves before they get set up for an execute. So they're on aggressive angles. They're trying to get them before or as they use utility. And you see for 100 Thieves, they weren't ready to go for some big C split. They were only just starting to walk up to the choke point where they wanted to burst from. And Footballists want to force those fights, force the engagements where they can take 1v1s and don't have to worry about utility.
Yeah, disrupting those timings, that's been a key win condition for FUT. It's nice to see it carry forwards. Early days yet though on Haven, so. Is that weaker buy? Okay, drone, I don't believe spotted anything. But maybe just a bit of a feint as they do set their sights now over towards the B site. Nano swarms though, they're gonna be blocking that off, so. Off the back of that paranoia, and that's not too ideal. It's going to be Cryo that really sets them up. Dashes forwards. Great kill to find with a Blade Storm, but still difficult. No, stray bullets. Almost goes down himself. That's going to go down, though. 33 health. He's got to make the most of this. The knife is going to be avoided. Dash forwards. Is the trade there? Yes. Bang. Has the rifle. Derek, what is that? Up close and personal, straight through the scope. Here's the tap, tries to hit the flick, but eventually shut down. Out of captain.
Safe hands. But that one got scary. With a rifle in the hand of Bang, he almost made miracles happen there. And honestly, Cryo was supposed to be the player that was put in position to clutch the round, and despite being able to get the opener, I feel like he could have maybe done more. That could have gotten even more dangerous for FUT.
Yeah, very, very dangerous. Derek making the most of that Marshall purchase.
It just keeps the economy suppressed a little bit for FUT. It doesn't have any ramifications here, but maybe as we go later down the road. Kiwi, though, now with Operator in hand, looking towards C. 100 Thieves seem like they're putting a premium on breaking this Killjoy utility early on, and then cancelling. There you see Garage Control, break the alarm bot. They're looking to try and punish any reaction from Futbolist. Maybe if Adacaptain or Cracks get a bit too aggressive over on A.
Adacaptain is pretty wide out in the open down that A long angle. The drone just spotting that. Has to be some level of awareness that there could be a player pushed, but smoke's going to be dropped down now, front side of B. There's a turret at the top, but it's not going to be spotting them if they contact through the smoke. That's the purpose of it. And there we go, flash into the connector, starting to make their moves. 100 Thieves moving forwards once more. That's going to be a cloud burst, and Mr. Fallen, pressure's on him. Dash back though to disengage, that stun's good, and a reset of the aim. Magical stuff so far, really testing every single faculty of play from 100 Thieves, and they're looking to pivot now back into Garage, but guess what? Moj is there. Once more ready. And the sideline is so damn precarious.
They've also just never taken information away from Futbolist on A. FUT never have to worry about the A side of the map at all, because Cracks is just watching that.
And what's the answer? Taking their time, contact in, one player spotted. Oh, close to the corner. That is really good discipline. No! Oh my goodness, what a whiff. Could have denied the plant there, could have maybe a little bit more, but too greedy with it. Now a deep knife to push and take control of the connector. Fast play into the back of the side. It's Kiwi with the most to do, but he will fall. Stella and Derek still alive. Asuna dropped to his knees. They are being surrounded, but this crossfire is quite good, and the camera's going to be giving information in the moment. There it is, spotted around the side. Enough bullets will do it, and magical stuff from Stella seals the deal.
Looking awesome on these attack sides. But it was the defense where Stella fell to pieces. We'll have to wait and see for that. What an unfortunate whiff from Adacaptain, though. The discipline and the awareness to know he could win the round right then and there, and yet couldn't win the duel against Asuna, who was planted. He's gonna be kicking himself for that. But competitors have got to have short memories. Wipe that one away, focus on the next round.
It comes down to.
I'm looking at Kiwi here. He looks like he wants to push down mid with a Blade Storm.
He does have him. Ripped him out in his hands right now. Deep Haunt as well. Spots onto Stella, but just contacting. But it is being watched for. Yeah, they are ready for it. You have got to be kidding me. What a ballsy play, man. Updraft dash into it. And risk taken all over the damn map. Close to the corner. That's not being cleared by the drone there. Mr. Fallen could get quite a lot of work done. Paranoia, though, cuts across. Even a shock dart. Is it going to be cleared? No, it's a half clear. Eventually, Bang swings it around. It's tidy.
Nicely done. 100 Thieves not getting caught up by the same problems they had early. You know, kind of round 3, round 4 issues for them, where Futbolists were able to challenge them much more aggressively. That time, 100 Thieves are ready for it. Stella holding all the way back in his own spawn. And actually, Kiwi forced a 1v1 too. If he'd been able to get the kill instantly, he may have had time to turn on the second player just with the way he dashed. But I think still credit to 100 Thieves, even with the way that they took C, always holding for each other, never allowing just one player to be exposed. That's the level of discipline that 100 Thieves need.
And here comes an important round. Big investment from FUT. Spending almost all their money. They've got good ults as well to try and deny the plan. But looks like that is the goal. Cryo dashes into the wall.
Yeah, fake.
Not sure if that's intentional, but okay, well, Derek wants to make the most of this one. Doesn't save the Hunter's Fury. Instead, he saw an opportunity for it. And
Bang's ulted into spawn.
Yep. Bang ulting into the back. It ruined the crosshair placement of Mr. Fallen. And he can be just that final backstab for them.
What a sick set play by 100 Thieves. In interviews, they were talking quite a bit about how they've moved away from this style a little, with Mike's taking over for Sean. But I love them whenever they throw them out because they always seem so well prepared.
Yeah.
And it just takes the pressure off the 100 Thieves guys to have to worry too much because they're all just, you know, going through the motions.
I wonder if we'll see this in the replay as well, but I got to think now as well. Cryo dashing into the wall has to be intentional.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
to bait util.
Yeah, that was a bait.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's trying to draw attention towards B because as soon as the B players hear that, they're going to be throwing out utility, they're going to be calling for the rotates, and that pulls people away from spawn, so it gives space to bang, and it also pulls people away from the rest of the map where 100 Thieves are actually intending to go.
Really smart.
Yeah, it's a sick little pump fake strat.
Yeah.
So that gets one on the board, and actually, I think they would have been hoping that Footballist heavy committed to it, and it ruined the economy. And instead of that being an economical pivot round, that gets delayed a little bit because Footballist kept 3 players alive.
You can really feel the importance of it now with that timeout. So
yeah, FUT take a timeout. And FUT have massive ults to work with.
Yeah.
So this one's really important. The question is, can the ult economy make up for the fact that 2 of their players are going to be coming in here with Spectres, probably?
And how do you want to fight it? The comp is good that they're running on the side of FUT for playing retakes towards A if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Just pressuring them back with the breach. You know, the Aftershock is a great tool to use in that circumstance. But, I mean, so far, honestly, it feels like 100 Thieves aren't even wading towards A lobby. I mean, there's some early cages. That's pretty much it.
Well, yeah, I was looking towards what Stella was doing on the attack side. So to break it down, he's throwing that cage early, but he's not actually popping both of them. He leaves one for the mid round. He puts his cam, and this is, you know, forcing FUT to break the cam to push him away. He leaves a trip, and then Stella's job is late in the round, somewhere in the mid round, he can pop that cage either for them to genuinely return to A or to fake the return to A. One of the problems, though, is FUT aren't scared. They are just still swinging it to get info because they want to take a fight. They don't care if 100 Thieves are there. They're looking to take the duel anyway.
That's their playbook.
Yeah, you kind of have to bully FUT a little bit so that they stop being so confident. But when you're playing against these Turkish teams, they just have confidence in droves.
And take more than that to push them back.
So there, look, you have double cage being thrown from Stella, the cam as well. Presumably the cam will end up getting broken, and now these cages can be popped later in the round. But the fake just hasn't been that effective because Kiwi just stays there and he's like, well, is anyone actually pushing off the back of this?
Play it close though. Oh, this could be everything. Bang. Cutting noise. Silent. Where did he go? Rotated back there to the choke. Staying alive for now, but in some real danger. Another smoke going to be dropped down, and that's in the connector. They hit his turret. They've pulled so many players off FUT over towards B.
Both cages now pop from Stella, and look, Kiwi just doesn't care. He's still calling the bluff of 100 Thieves. So these 4 players stay towards B and towards C.
So they're going to be in position now to try and disrupt this one. It looks like pretty slow setup by 100 Thieves as they're trying to at least make it look like it's towards the C split, but time is running low here. But the amount of time that they've spent just trying to get into the site, it's left up to contact plays, and that's what it's going to take. Derek moves forwards, an instant answer. Cracks, beautiful stuff from him, but down to Rolling Thunder. Whittles his way across. Stella just trying to beat that late backstab once more. Fully blinded up though. He's going to be spamming away. Has to whip the classic. And now the U-turn to the back of the side, but the players are surrounding this. And the spike still yet to be planted. Aftershock pushes them back. This is a disaster for 100 Thieves. Stella trying to make the most of it, but time is so damn low, and he's got to stick it. It's the only play afforded to him. Will he get the spike down? Will that respect be shown? Yes, but the angle watched for on top of Logs, and Kiwi's good for it.
FUT shutting it down. 100 Thieves with way too many angles to cover, and the util is not hitting these defenders. The paranoia missed, the nade missed, and like I said, that A fake that Stella's going for, trying to pull people or keep people on A, that's also failing. FUT are holding their ground and calling the bluff of 100 Thieves. They're not showing them any respect, and it's paying off in dividends. 100 Thieves have got to go back to the drawing board here, and I think that it's actually really difficult to tell that your A pressure isn't working. You know, they can't see the full minimap. They don't know that that kind of stuff is happening.
Operator in the hands of Cryo, though. He's taken that deep angle, deep line towards A long.
And it might seem like we're being overly critical here of 100 Thieves, but if they hadn't won the pistol and follow-up, this has been dead even. And the economy is on a knife's edge on both sides too. 100 Thieves maybe with a slight lead. Good utility here, but having to commit so many more bodies to A just to make sure that FUT respect it. And I could still see Kiwi re-peaking this.
Yeah. This guy loves to take the fights. In the middle of all of this as well, there's been so much time burnt off of this round. There hasn't been any preset destruction of that Killjoy utility.
They can't afford the bodies to go and do it because they're focused so hard on A.
And so does Crossfire setup. It looks like they're just trying to slam into the site now. Hammering into these players, Kiwi though. Rare fight being lost there, but Asna still comes up with the goods, and okay. Lit up like a Christmas tree. Had a captain, no choice but to try and leap and bound out of there, but doesn't get out with his life. That counter spam at work. There's a lockdown to push them away here, but a spike has been planted. And what have 100 Thieves got for this? Nana Swarm at their feet, I believe, destroyed, and now they have taken these forward positions. Mr. Fallen, he looks away at just the wrong time. A double play pushing up Cryo, what a shot to hit. And he has just been the difference maker.
What was happening there in the FUT camp? Why were they so distracted, looking the wrong way? Great opportunity to win that round, and it falls away from them. 100 Thieves offered another opening.
अबे तू है कहाँ? टीम ऑन करके लाइव भी नहीं कर रखा.
Mr. Fallen. Yeah. Really unusual stuff there. Must have been distracted by the players or possibly some kind of weird comp from the rest of his team. Well, that gives 100 Thieves a great
Sudhir.
Kiwi's got an arm.
Yeah. I mean, don't ask me. He can afford it next round, and it's not like he's worried about dropping it to Cryo.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, respect the play.
I think he could be much more active around the map if he had a rifle, perhaps, but his opping is pretty superb.
Knife sailed its way down over the top.
And he's still getting active.
He's over towards C now.
Yeah.
Tons of players here. What a shot! Oh my goodness! Sending Cryo all the way back to the respawn queue with that one. Gonna watch from the sideline. Still, Stella. Another moment missed from him. Cage forwards, and he is going to be taking up that space. Wants to make the most of this one. He knows that the big threat is going to be on Kiwi. Almost taking a bit of damage. Mr. Fallen up close. Shorty. That's dangerous. Rifle now picked up from that one. Good paranoia to clear, but guess what, Kiwi? This guy is everywhere right now. B, C, A, doesn't matter.
Stella's been the most active player for 100 Thieves. He's had to kill almost everybody. Oh, and my word, Kiwi nearly got a shot at the back of Derek's head as he flees to C. Kiwi can't quite find the timing to deny the spike from meeting up.
Very fast with it, though.
Can he win the 1v2? Does he have any idea where Stella is?
2 cloud bursts. One going to be used to try and fake some presence towards Garage, and he's lurking all the way up. Could have got a fantastic read. It's a double clearance by 100 Thieves, though, if they're not ready for this. And they're not. First kill found. How does this get played? By Derek, he swings it.
Okay.
Oh, that's how you match it, man. That's how you match it. Got to fight fire with fire, confidence with confidence.
That certainly seems to be the idea from 100 Thieves. Stella once more is finding these gorgeous timings too. His attack side read of the game has been beautiful on both of these maps. But it was the second half where it all fell away from 100 Thieves, and I'm worried about the same kind of thing, I'm not going to lie. When we saw these two teams play in the offseason, and yes, it was without Kiwi, 100 Thieves went up 8-4 on this half when they were attacking. And it was only just enough. They went up to 11-4, and then the end result was 13-10. It was a really close game. Cryo responds with the opener, playing just as well as he did in that match. At least when he's on Jet.
Yeah. Definite comfort role. Kiwi, though. This position usually gets cleared. He wants to take the fight. There was a stun. The full line there to set him up. Instant answer, and he does still want to fight it.
He can't get punished.
Solo takes the fight and rips off the header. Cryo! FUT are just demonic.
Kiwi makes the difference. And as Yinsu said, he's stepping on the hoodie hawk. Oh my word. He had 31 kills on Lotus. He's got 13 in the first 11 rounds. And I said the Jet pick in theory, is even more difficult to stop because he just forces the 1v1s. His crosshair, immaculate. His read of the game and where people are going to be is perfect. And he's got an operator with a Bladestorm again to try and finish things out well. Like I said, 8-4 was the kind of line drawn in the sand for 100 Thieves in the offseason. Can it go one better? Flash recon combination, but the flash not quite there in time.
Yeah, still getting broken. Had the placement for it now.
And the cage is just still used. Please, Kiwi, go away from A.
Yeah, he's not giving them any ground.
And even if he's not getting the kills here, he's still getting such good info. 4 players from FUT. How many times have we seen it stacked towards B and C?
100 Thieves just looking to try and flood into the site now. There's a flash to push back the angle, even a fragment nade. Gives them peace of mind. No one's holding close into that smoke. Plant will go down, but the ults are online here. FUT, Nightfall. How do they want to use this one? Setting it up, a complete post-plant setup as well. The entirety of 100 Thieves playing off the site, and that's the reason why the Nightfall doesn't latch onto any of them, and a reclearance by 100 Thieves is called into Garage. Taking his space, and it's going to have to be up to Cracks to try and lock that one down, but does he expect the second player? Time pressure really on them. Asuna is there behind him at the entire time, and he's lurking, creeping, crawling. It was watched for, spraying it down, so much damage, but no kills found. And it's just sheer chaos. Panic in the camp of 100 Thieves, and they can't win the fights.
FUT ready for it. And with with just 2 seconds left on the clock, FUT claim it. I mean, they were ready for the garage flank. They were ready. They had 3 players ready to shut down Asuna, and he still caused chaos. Nevertheless, FUT come out on top. Great utility, crazy confidence pushing in the mid. That's exactly how you deal with this. FUT can smell blood in the water.
They certainly can. A 5-7 scoreline. It's such a narrow lead for 100 Thieves. And this is elimination. This map is where it all lies. But before we get into that second half, let's toss it down to the desk to break it all down.
Thank you very much, Brennan. Sideshow, FUT, they're pulling it back, but Mimi, 100 Thieves had such great ideas.
Yeah, they had some fantastic ones, and I think that they did a good job on their attacking side of varying the more normal 100 Thieves mid-round, playing to get saw into a lurk, with some of these set plays that the casters are talking about. And I wanted to take a look at the most impressive one on round 7, where they had this really cool fake into the B site, where they initially come up to B. They've been doing a lot of B hits before this, so FUT is conditioned to recognize this as being a B hit. You have a Molly, you have a stun, you have a cloud burst, and you have the Hunter Shuri going in. And Cryo actually fakes his dash. He just dashes straight into a wall to fake them out of this one as they cancel the play. And they run all the way back around into the C site. And Mr. Fallen is expecting them to have come B into Link and wrapped around on him, so he's looking the complete wrong direction, and 100 Thieves to grab a free round. Again, it starts off with good ideas from 100 Thieves, but that is also how map number 1 started.
Yeah, it's a 7-5 half yet again with football starting on the defense. Now they get ready to go on the attack. The one thing that does give me it makes me feel a little bit better right now is the way that this man is playing. Stellar has been incredible on this Cypher. Dropping 328 as an attacking Cypher, impressive stuff. He's also been trying to do some info baiting, making it a little bit more uncertain as to where his presence is, using those Cypher cages over towards A. Granted, football's not really falling for it too much, but this guy now, going over to the defending side, he should be able to be a very solid side anchor.
Yeah, and if we remember back to that very close EDG series, it was Stellar's individual performance and calling that kept 100 Thieves in it. It might just be that again, or it might be Footballers pulling another comeback. The casters are talking about it. There's history between these two teams on this map. Footballers pulled a very, very close game with a strong attack side at Red Bull home ground. We'll have to see if they can replicate that to maybe close this one out 2-0.
Footballs look really hot right now. They are crushing. Kiwi in particular looking great still. It's going to take everything for 100 Thieves to stop this.
Well, if Footballers can do this, this is going to be a massive upset. Josh and Bren, I can't wait to see it.
Certainly about to find out whether or not we will go to that map 3, or is it 100 Thieves who are going to be going home in 2. It would be a tremendous upset if it ended up happening.
Yeah, and Stella's the player to watch in my mind. He had a great start on Lotus on the attack side, and then he went 2-9 on defense. He just couldn't hold on, couldn't get the read on what was happening either from an IGLing perspective. So I'm looking towards Stella having a better half, and also Cryo being able to find those openings, because at the moment he's getting jet diffed It's not that Cryo's playing that badly, but Kiwi has just been on fire in the series.
Follow over the shoulder there for the Prowler, just to fake that presence into garage.
This is going to be a trap play down short off the cam. You can see Stella's cam is holding contact. They've got a paranoia, and then Cryo swings.
I mean, trap plays only work if you wade into it.
Yep.
And so far, FUT have dedicated everybody towards this A-long angle. There was a trip there that did stop Kiwi. Cage has also popped up now. This is going to be throwing a bit of misinformation into the mix, just trying to find the shots. And still, now they're pushing them right down into these angles. Still the right clicks not quite there. Frenzy in their hands. Pop flash play. And none the wiser. FUT struggled to really hold their ground as they did gain entry into the site, but it is 100 Thieves who get a pretty important pistol round.
Major pistol for 100 Thieves to win for a couple of reasons. One, because I think 100 Thieves are going to be more pressured on this side of the map. And also, on Lotus, we saw Futbolists start the comeback by winning a really important pistol and drawing things back up 7-7. So that's what I'm looking towards here. Can 100 Thieves start to establish some pressure early? And actually, I really enjoy the idea of playing heavy short. The retakes looked wonky for 100 Thieves in their off-season game. There's been a long time for them to improve that. But the comp that they're running, without a fade, without a breach, you actually don't have very much good retake utility. So holding people down in deep positions, like short, like backside, is going to be important for them.
Hold line catch, Stella. Horn's going to get broken. Okay, and then there's a counter play there with a dart.
Yeah, I love this idea a lot more from 100 Thieves, the way that they're actually holding control over the map and not playing full retake. Brent, you actually broke down a play earlier on the Telestrator about how good 100 Thieves retakes can be, but this was one of the maps where it was looking shaky, so I'm in favor of the adjustment. We'll have to see whether it continues.
Yeah, the comp definitely suits that more hard anchoring play style where they're just not really willing to give up the space too easily. And FUT,
four players on A.
Yeah, this is a heavy committal for 100 Thieves, but listen, it's the bonus round. They're looking to try and gamble a little bit.
But what this means is if you sniff out the fact that 100 Thieves are playing super heavy on one side of the map, you can push things into Stellar and force 100 Thieves to play retake.
Knife and deep dart over the top there. And I know there's only the one player holding towards the one side of it, and look at this play to be made. Moj, oh, the spike's in his hand, he's looking away, pop flash play, no one's close.
Yeah, they clear garden and decide not to over push. So now it's a race over towards C.
What can Stella do in this position? He's got a setup right now.
Wow, Futbolists are so slow though.
Yeah, this is making it incredibly obvious. Still 100 Thieves. I think that there could be some presence into mid, but now the util's going to be sent flying. There you go, paranoia, flash, everything. Whole kitchen sink as far as I'm concerned, and it does announce the presence of FUT. Cam spotting out there onto Mr. Farlin. Nanoswarm's going to be dropped down for them, but a fast retake, a fast play into the back of the site. There are flashes at work. Does at least grab that assist. Still the fight being taken, and then Stella relatively favored. This garage fight's so important, and Krax is just falling. And this hold is just so weak right now for FUT. 2 players remaining, trying to hold this down off the turret. Turret's contact! Oh my goodness, straining it down! Having to defuse, but they're spraying in the wrong angle still! Eventually grabbing it, but my word, was it close.
And that means a good bonus round for 100 Thieves. They didn't invest heavily into the round and applied a lot of pressure. I actually think, yeah, listen, despite the fact that FUT win the round, 100 Thieves demonstrated that the flood retaking is also going to be good. The big problem will be when Futbolists actually are able to set up the post plants. But there, 100 Thieves were really fast using Asina's flash to get out through CT, and Stella kept a smoke on site for them to first step, take back site, second step, take front site, and then start to worry about the post planters. This round's going to be supremely important, and Cryo had enough money to invest in an operator here. Holding a more passive angle than Kiwi was.
Does he choose to still hold? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't get punished for that, so he's still playing confidently.
Smokes the cross, hold on the outside edge a bit. Will there be a re-peek? Stun. Does catch. Cryo forced out of that common position. He has got the entirety of the enemy team. Just
if you go for this, you have to go for it fast and burn your dash.
It's a high-low setup, though. They're going to be holding for this, surely. Util waiting. They're going to be up close and personal. There's no dash. There it is. Waiting for some sort of sound cue. It was an instant reaction to get out of there. But he needs to hold this down or even get out, and he does at least back away.
Perfectly playing around the timings from Cryo there. Masterful work. But it's going to be a set retake from 100 Thieves. No flooding into the site here. And this is where the troubles have been happening, because Futbolists look so good.
Paranoia, that's catching on to two. Kiwi, though, has to be the man of the match. Crack's still close. No one clearing his close caller. That's Mr. Fall in lockdown. Right around the side. Cryo just not favored with the run and gun. Spectre making the most of it. And FUT, that was such an important round to win for them. The economy would have been shattered if they ended up losing that.
And it's 4v5, but once more, you see the same themes. 100 Thieves don't have the ability to go for these set retakes. And what I mean by the set retake is that you allow Futbolists the time to get into the best post-plant positions possible, put down the killjoy, lockdown, set up the crossfires on site. And normally the way of breaking that is by dumping utility in there, going for a big coordinated retake at the same time. I don't think 100 Thieves have that, but this set play looks like it's masterfully constructed.
Yeah, Blade Storm, Flash, Recon, it's all there put together. Cryo was set up for the assist.
But now that Cryo dies, I think that's the sting taken out of the round.
Absolutely.
The other 4 players with a Sheriff, maybe something will happen, but otherwise we're set up still for a close half here.
Yeah, it's going to take FUT essentially walking into this defensive setup, because Stellar is getting a decent amount of information with how pushed he is up into A long right now, and looks like the rest of FUT are grouping up for a bit of a C pop. Still, it's a contact play. Flash reclear gets good info. Damage done. Nades into the corner. Where's the setup? Anybody dying from that? Not quite, just weakening them. And Nade actually missed there. I think it hit the shins of somebody who was just holding into the corner. Prowler's good still. He does collect the one shot. Derek, what can he do? 20 health, just can't quite get the angle in time, can't quite find a shot. The flank though, Stella picked up a rifle from Pryor. Wide swing from him, but it's contained.
We saw when 100 Thieves played against EDG, the game was insanely close. It got to this kind of point in the final map and they lost a 2v5, then they got 1v3'd by Kong Kong. They had to dodge 2 match points, but they were still able to come through. We know there's a lot of tenacity in this team. I'm looking towards Cryo again. Operator, same kind of line. Futbolists are going to be spamming utility at him. Can they get another opening pick?
Sort of cross. Dash activated though. Nightfall. Mr. Fallon's in! He's just right into the back of them. I believe that was a TP, the ult play as well, and he's cut them up right from behind. The rest of his team backing him up. And they're taking these fights effectively, methodically, spamming down the angles. And Stella, what option are you afforded other than to save? You've got to run away. Get the hell out of there.
And what a great play. They had no idea that Mr. Fallen had come behind them.
Yeah, even caught me unaware.
Yeah, completely crunched those players over towards A-Long. And that's a set play from Futbolists, right? We've seen them find a lot of value on the attack side in this match, but sporadically.
Lottery क्या?
Thieves back down onto an eco. The perfect time to run a strat like that.
Yeah. So pivotal.
Stella's rifle is going to be the only thing they have working towards round 19. And despite
अबे सुधीर घर पहुंचा नहीं क्या अभी तक?
We're all tied up.
9-9. This is where it gets particularly dangerous.
And again, I feel like
9-9.
our tone is critical of 100 Thieves, like we're really sensing danger here. And part of the reason for that is 4 out of 9 of the rounds have been 100 Thieves winning pistol and follow-up. So they've actually only demonstrated
9-9
other moments where they've been able to take control on Haven. Almost double that for Futbolists. This really does look dangerous to me. And FUT's economy is set up to take the lead.
Because of
this is a timeout for 100 Thieves. Choosing now to take it. Obviously, the money for 100 Thieves currently, what I'm looking at, it's going to be that weaker half buy again, other than the rifle that Stella did manage to carry forward. So whatever they're calling, whatever they're cooking, is going to be for the round probably after this one. But now you're just slipping into potential defeat.
I'm not seeing the value out of the KO. It's not that Asana's having a bad game himself, but compared to a Breach, where you're able to give, you know, fault lines down A short and really try to control lobby, where you've got the flashes for the retake and the stuns, Aftershock to try and deny the plant, you know, all of these tools that we know and love on this map, or the fade that Asuna was running in the offseason, where you have the overwhelming utility of Recon Dart being used at the same time as a Haunt, and it's very difficult to stop one of them from getting value. It's the kind of pick where Asuna needs to be put in positions to control rounds himself. You kind of need Asuna to be taking over the game with Cryo here on defense. I haven't seen that just yet.
Yeah, it's just been FUT knocking 100 Thieves off balance multiple times now.
What do you think about Stella keeping the rifle here, Brent?
I mean, it's a lot, isn't it? The guy's been performing so damn well. A bit risky, spraying it down. You've got to be kidding me. Investing 100 Fury into that. That's 2 tags. And a great prediction. Derek does land the final shot, but it's brought him into this 2v3.
What an ult. And they know that there's a weapon down. Obviously, Stella had it, so they're going to re-drone Garage and try and find the rifle. A 2v3 retake. Clearly, 100 Thieves are not favored in this situation, but
it's a lifeline.
They've got a chance.
A lot of ults being committed here, and that gets good info. You know they're heading towards A.
I think they would have had the information fairly shortly anyway, because Krax is about to plunge that spike into the earth. Ooh. That's a bit of damage, though, actually.
Yeah, drops him down to 36.
And he wouldn't have got that shock dart without Bang's ult.
Recon Dart available. How do they want to play this?
I think a win here would be drawing at Captain's ult out.
Yeah, Recon as well, but that's going to be the counter util used. Bang! TB's back. No exchange of the weapons. Haunt's going to be taken care of it. There it is, rifle in the hands of the stronger player, but they just cannot get past it. The smoke in play, the good swings there. Cracks and Mr. Farland. Magical stuff that we're witnessing.
But the post plants are so solid for Futbolist. They look extremely strong. And like I said, a win in that round would have been dragging out the breach ult from Adacaptain, but it doesn't come. Derek has an Odin. It's going to be spamming through right where Mr. Fallen is standing.
Let's see if he gets a pick off of this one. Blade Storm in the hands of Kiwi. In his hands now as well. Looks like he wants to fight into mid. Full confidence.
I was up time.
He's pushing all the way up. His cam's going to be spot on them once they cross that threshold. There's a rolling thunder. Power as well. Dash forwards into the side. Danger zone right now. Clabo spots it though. Kiwi has to respect it. Backing away. And Stella, great timing for a peek. Where's the rest of his bailout? There we go. Team finally starting to flood in. And punishing FUT. We're trying to claim this space onto the B side. Spike. Such an unfavorable situation. And I think that was a wallbang. Modge just dropped down to 22 health. Still alive in this fight. And it's reflank all the way through, right around the side. Is anybody going to be watching for this? He's just holding. Still onto the corner. 100 Thieves players. Drone's going to be stopped in his tracks. It is being watched for by Asuna. But timing is everything. And there we go. 1 kill found. Bang does respond. And they know where the final player is.
I mean, Bang's positioning right now seems absurd to me because Moj could come from either of the connectors. He'll have to give it up at some point. Can Moj win the 1v2? Only 22 health. Seems impossible to me, but we've seen miracles from Moj.
Bang drops down off the high ground, holding the 1 connector. No real gaps in the protocol, and barely a glimpse of the player model before Bang eventually removes him.
Stella had such a fantastic read in that round. He knew they were taking the Rolling Thunder to B. The spam from Derek early on is great to try and catch somebody, but Derek immediately gives up the B connector. Stella's hiding in backside. They have players ready to swarm instantly, and the shutdown was immediate onto Kiwi. They've actually managed to keep Kiwi under control. It's something we haven't talked about too much over the course of this map because he started on fire, but now slowing just a little.
100 Thieves stepping up to that challenge that's been facing him. That knife, great info. Tags onto multiple players. And a reposition now with the operator in Cryo's hands. Krax has been the demon. The Prowler flash through the side. Cryo is really quite separated here. Dodges the C's though, that wasn't quite good enough. And Cryo's allowed to just get back up onto this angle. Dash. He's gonna be waiting until the final moment before he eventually uses this one to just get out of there. No reswing, not even a crumb given to him. But when is the timing? Still, the confidence to take this flash over the side. What a shot! Lands it, but you have to respect the lockdown.
And we've seen this exact same round happen before, where Cryo got the first pick and Futbolist still won the 4v5. In fact, Kiwi doing the exact same thing again, trying to get into this spot.
They've given Cryo the rifle now. Probably a dash engage as they want to try and play this retake. Flash, dart, at the same time. Means it doesn't get broken. It reveals the position of Mr. Fallen.
Missed
Made
the
at the bottom
molly.
as well. Or this util. It's applying the pressure. It's turning up the heat. It's down to Kiwi. What can he do? Not much. Still, and a captain holding down his ground and not really watching the angles. Forwards down to Cracks. In a 1v3, it's going to be that triple face and 100 Thieves. They claim the lead in this map.
Great round from 100 Thieves. That's what you need to see. And the value from the KO being found there, partly, is the flash recon that identifies that first player at default. Forced a bit of an unfavorable fight. I think Cryo's just been doing great work for them on the defense side. There's a little drive-by attempt from Derek as well with the Spectre. Oh, this is tense again, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, this is 100 Thieves being pushed. Feels like in almost every map they've played this tournament.
Yeah. People did not expect that.
Smoke over the top. Cryo's angle is pushed away. Acts as a one-way as well, so. Moving back, and the orb going to be funneled. Cracks now with that nightfall. What do they want to do with it? If you're FUT, you don't want to be losing this opportunity. One of the giants of this tournament at lock-in. High praise for 100 Thieves. A lot of people saying that they had an easy run at their side of the bracket. But FUT are challenging those notions and more. And they cannot let this map slip away from them. They want to perform the grand upset, this clean fight to take.
Full retake setup over towards A. Stella not even with a kill trip on site.
And so just the cam to watch them. Utah was used to clear through a long smokes now and a haunt and a nightfall all the way off site. That's not actually getting tagged here. Same with Stella.
So back-to-back rounds where we get to see 100 Thieves running a set retake into A. And this time they don't even have a player advantage.
It's going to be hard. Again, swap of the weapons. They want Cryo to be doing the most here. Derek posted on this angle now. Operator is going to be his responsibility watching this. But again, it's that util. What do they really have? Bang was trying to help them out. A late flank shut down. So it's going to be removing one of the elements from it. Flash play. Cryo was caught. He was fully blinded. I'm not sure if it was him or what, but holding it down to Graffiti. It's all down to Asuna. And he just cannot watch the angles effectively. Too much to look for.
FUT doing a great job at applying pressure to two key playmakers. Bang on the flank has been watched for both times. Cryo, when he dashes into his smoke, got spammed and put under a crazy amount of pressure. I'm right there with you, Brent. I'm not actually sure whose flash that was. I thought it was Asuna's in the moment, but I'm not sure. I'm not quite going to get to see it on the replay. Could have been a great flash coming out from Ada Captain, but he was in hell, so that seems really weird to me.
Seems unlikely.
I think it's more likely the fact, although, you know, perhaps we'll never know.
Yeah.
That they just messed up the timing a bit on the retake, and that once more puts all the pressure to 100 Thieves. They've chosen not to force this round, only Cryo buying full armor to go with his Blade Storm. They're going to try and fend off another match point. They had to dodge 2 of those against EDG.
It's a difficult ask, isn't it? We were wondering if 2022, gathering all that experience with some of these younger players on 100 Thieves, whether it would be enough to head into this tournament. But this reposition by Bang, why not? Stinger in your hands, but you're up against the rifles, and would have been good for this. It's a double reclear. Cryo's pushing it as well. While this exec goes on, dashing forwards. Now it's going to be reset. Derek at the back of the site here with the judge, the jumping shots. You've got to be joking. And damage has been done. Mr. Fallen dropped to 44 health.
It's just insane.
1v3.
He's
oh, Stella's read it.
Stella's got him.
He's read it. Breaks the ult. 2 players remaining, waiting for him. 30 seconds left. Force the plant now down to A. Updraft dash play over the top, and it's just impeccable.
How do 100 Thieves bring their best in moments when the pressure is the highest? What was this round? The play is so nicely crafted for considering that their backs are up against a wall, this play, in short, is really cool. We saw the trap play earlier. I highlighted it, but it never quite got activated. But then on site, you've got a jumping judge doing damage to the FUT players as they're getting space on site.
And they just can't remove Derek. They don't want to swing him.
Oh, my word.
He's got that judge in his hands. This has forced the timeout now from FUT, and you can feel that pressure because this is an opportunity that's slipping away before their very eyes.
I'd be boomed. If I was in FUT's position, I would be boomed that we lost that. Now they're the ones on the back foot, facing a map point for 100 Thieves with one opportunity, and only one, to take it to OT. I said before that Lotus was a must-win for FUT, and they delivered. Haven being at 11-11 with the economy advantage, if you don't capitalize here, I don't know how many more chances 100 Thieves are going to give you.
When will you capitalize?
100 Thieves going to get away with it again. Oh.
So this round, so
deciding.
damn important. You don't need me to tell you that. Round 24, map point for 100 Thieves to stay alive in the series, or for FUT to try and close it out, bring it to that OT. It all comes down to this.
It looks like they're just trying to keep it simple here. A full C exec.
Oh, and another set play from Derek. That dart tags onto one. Is he going to be afforded any targets? Looks like damage is going to be done to 2 players, I believe. Yeah,
that's pretty huge, actually.
Knocks him down, and still, FUT don't want to cancel the hit. They want to operate off of this. Paranoia, flash forwards, bang. Not being cleared out of his position, and he's managed to grab one. At least for all of his troubles. Alarm broken now. Is this going to be a fast play? Are they going to try and offset this one? Plant still goes down at the back of the site. FUT, you need a miracle. The drone's going to be tagging, or at least spotting out these players. Flash play, moving forwards now. Into the back of the site.
It's going to be such a difficult retake without smokes.
Yeah, and Cryo still with his operator as well. Really hard. Dash though enabled. She's avoided for now. Holding the close side. Oh! And Kiwi could be kicking themselves for that kind of mistake, because 100 Thieves are not the kind of team to let this one slip. Right round the side, the classic right click to do it. Asuna.
Easy win.
He finalizes it. He finishes it. And that's going to be them saved in this series, bringing it to map 3.
I cannot believe the grit and determination of this 100 Thieves team, but I also can't believe they're getting pushed like this. Everybody who looked at their bracket would have said 100 Thieves should be kind of strolling through. They've already beaten FUT in the offseason. The quality of what they've done before has been pretty superior. But here at Lock-In, when everything matters, these underdog teams are stepping up.
Absolutely.
EDG pushed them to the absolute limit, and now FUT are doing the same.
More evidence that anything can happen here at Lock-In. There's always a chance for a potential upset, but we will be heading to that map number 3, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
We gon' get it done. We gon' get it done. We gon' get it done. We gon' get it done.
Fnatic के में तो बहुत टाइम लग जाएगा.
What a response from 100 Thieves. They earned themselves a lifeline as they managed to close out Haven against FUT. I'm Yingsu and I'm back here with Mimi and Achilles. Achilles, for a second, I thought we wouldn't see a map 3, but we got to give it to the mental fortitude of 100 Thieves.
Yeah, being able to run back those last 2 rounds, absolutely crucial from them. But man, did they have to fight for it, which is not something that I necessarily anticipated, given that we were coming into their map pick, given that we saw football spanning this map versus RRQ. But they have shown up to perform, and perform they absolutely have.
It really does feel like a direct repeat of that EDG series for 100 Thieves again. They have a close map 1, they lose out. Map number 2, it looks like they're going to be out of things, but at the last second, some fantastic calls and ideas from Stellar come out to be able to keep the team in it and keep them alive. I mean, if there's a word to describe 100 Thieves this tournament thus far, it has just been their tenacity to be able to stay calm under pressure and come up with these last second calls.
Yeah, and now they're going to have that icebox on the horizon as well, where they're able to at least get that first victory versus EDG, so we know what they look like, but at the same time, that does mean that so do football. So maybe we'll have to see if they've been able to counter-strat them, but huge game here overall across the board for the side of 100 Thieves, getting pushed to the absolute brink, but being able to bring it back with some huge rounds, some huge performances from Cryo, who's just getting those excellent snipes, whether it's with the blades or the off.
Again, it's a kind of another moment that is a repeat for 100 Thieves, is their big struggle with this defensive side and with playing the retakes there. The casters were talking about this a ton. FUT is a team that is really good at getting on these sites and playing in the post plants, and for 100 Thieves comp, it didn't really lend itself to being able to play those big, nice retakes that we normally see out of this squad, and that almost meant that the game slipped away from them. So I think they changed things up the last second, found some course corrections on the way they were playing retakes to be able to win that one through.
FUT must be kicking themselves. They were so close, but in the end, Mimi, Cryo stepped up, had some huge rounds to help 100 Thieves to get over the line.
Yeah, I mean, the round that slipped this game away from them was round 23, where 100 Thieves was on an eco, and they lost because Cryo went absolutely giga crazy on this jet. Again, Cryo is this guy who will always step up when you put him on this role, when you put him in positions where he has to be pivotal, he'll perform on jet. Still, we've seen some slower performances from him on other agents, but here on Haven, on his best role, he looked incredibly comfortable and was pivotal to that map win.
Yeah, again, just having that op in his hands, he feels right at home with it. It's just copy from the chamber, you know? You know how to op. That's the big thing about it. But really impactful rounds there. And like you said, it did take a while for them to finally be able to get those retakes down. But when they finally did, I think it was round 20 was the first time that they really were able to pull one off. That was the breaking point, and then from there, they were able to just go ahead and rack up those last 4 rounds they needed to be able to take this.
I mean, he stepped up when it matters. That's what you want from your star player. On the other side, though, Kiwi, who was also a massive star player for FUT, one of the reasons why they were able to win map 1. It did feel like towards the end there, Achilles, he just couldn't find the same impact.
Yeah, and we were talking about which role does he look better on? Is it the Neon? Is it the Jet? So far, I gotta say it's the Neon, just because of the level of impact that he's been able to have on Lotus specifically. Jet, though, still fantastic stats, but he was starting to get outpaced by Cryo, and that's part of the reason why they were able to slip the net here and get that win away from them.
Yeah, and I think some of the failures aren't necessarily on him playing bad. He had a great game on Haven. In the first half, he was absolutely dominant, but it again came down to those last 4 or 5 rounds where 100 Thieves got their retakes under control. This guy's a tough job in those post plants. He has to be playing forward, fighting deep to try and buy space, buy time in those post plants. And 100 Thieves got a lot better at sending these KO flash dart combos on pretty much every retake. And he was consistently eating those flashes, getting pinged out in the open and being shut down by 100 Thieves.
A couple of moments of overheating as well. I think it might have costed them. But this is where I'm going to get very worried as we head to Icebox, because Mr. Farland has been very vocal in the past. If they lose a map, they aren't able to bounce back. They're not that team. And they haven't lost a map so far in this tournament. Now they have. Maybe, I don't know how they can pull this back on Icebox.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting one here, because we have not gotten to see FUT playing on this Icebox just yet. Here at the lock-in, we have gotten to see this map out of 100 Thieves. We saw earlier from Bren with his telestrator. They are really strong at this map, particularly with the defensive side, and how they've been playing with this Cryo Owen pick.
I mean, everything now, what it's going to take them to try to bounce back into this one. I mean, from what we saw from them versus RQ, they were willing to float Icebox as the final map. It was RQ that actually banned it away. So it seems like they should be fairly well prepared to dive into this one, and they have recent tape to watch on 100 Thieves versus CDG, study how they like to play this map, and then try to counteract it.
Absolutely, they do, but there's a lot of pressure on both these teams. For 100 Thieves, it almost slipped away from them, but they've come back, and now is North America's last hope. They have another chance to win this series, to stay alive. But for this Turkish squad, think they've got to be feeling pretty rough. That map barely slips out of your hands. Now you have to head into a map that's very strong for 100 Thieves. It's going to take some grit.
We are heading to the Prime Gaming Agent Select here. Of course, as Mimi mentioned, 100 Thieves, they showed that Omen comp already. It was very successful. I'm interested to see what FUT is going to do here. Of course, I don't expect Kiwi to play the chamber here. And they've gone with a fade.
This is weird. So FPX was playing with a comp like this, like all the way back to Copenhagen, but I never was a huge fan of this. Is actually something completely different. Both the fade and the Sova in the mix, it means that you're going to be sacrificing the more normal choice, which would be the KO, and also the Killjoy. So on their defense, I think playing mid is going to be challenging, but on their attack, the executes might be pretty strong, right? With those two pieces of information utility. This feels like a comp built for Kiwi to fly.
Yeah, it's definitely a major change up here. I mean, limited flashes for either team. Basically none there. And then just the paranoia from the Omen as well. So we'll see how these entries are going to go, but I do kind of like the way that they have that double info gather. We'll just have to see if they can put it into practice.
Well, no more second chances here. This is map 3, Sideshow and Brent. I really don't know how this one is going to go.
Not sure how it's going to go, but it's gone all the way to the distance. And what was initially supposed to be a stroll in the park here for 100 Thieves, Josh, has been a battle for survival now. Back and forth, pushed to the limits again.
And I think you could have said the exact same thing about their opening match. Yeah. So 100 Thieves have had their backs up against the wall this whole tournament, but they have been bringing out some magical stuff to get them through these moments. Icebox, I'm with the desk. I think of the 3 maps in the series, it should favor 100 Thieves the most. However, I feel like every time I think 100 Thieves should be safe, their opponents turn up the heat.
And there's a big question about this battle. Kiwi was shut down in the prior map. Cryo being able to play that Jet. This time he's playing the Omen. Harder to get the same impact, harder to shut him down to the same degree. And all eyes are going to be on this player for FUT.
It is so interesting, the fact that they're playing with the Sova fade. Looking to load utility in to try and push Kiwi onto the most aggressive spots possible.
Waves of that utility. Kiwi was pushed up there, top side of 410. Was a bit being broken, but now a jump peak. Oh my goodness, Cry almost hitting a flick there to claim that kill. Players falling very low now, 1 HP and 2 HP at a captain respectively. See what they can do now. It was a heal offloaded. And Mr. Fallen moving forward. Still 100 Thieves. They're so clean with this one. Needs to be that response. It's down to that 2v2. An upgrade found. Wall going to be falling. Sage Wall is causing a couple of issues. Bang. Rotating it around. Launch out in the open. And they just can't land the shots. So wide. And maybe some signs of uncertainty here for FUT.
24 health remaining on the 100 Thieves players. A light breeze would have knocked them over. That's a really close one. But I think you're going to see a lot of this kind of style. Footballists looking to try and get extremely aggressive on their opening. And on the opposite side of things, 100 Thieves being happy to just have a couple of players on site and mostly control spots for retakes to come through.
That's been their game plan when they've been playing with this particular composition. Broke down in the pre-show today about how they were using it just so effectively.
I mean, 7 out of 8 rounds that they won on defense against EDG were retakes.
Right, which will tell you all you need to know. Very happy to give them control of the site.
Yeah, I think, if I recall correctly, EDG planted something like 10 times. And of those 10 plants, 7 retake victories. That's a really good retake percentage.
Wipe wall laid down though. Wickerby here for FUT. You can see how difficult it is. You try and play in those default spots, those default positions with the plant, and yeah, that util just comes crashing down onto you. Can be done with a Sheriff. Okay, Mr. Fallen. Noted. Still in the battle, still in the fight.
Yeah, and Bang just looking to run forwards and get one of those confidence kills. And instead, now Mr. Fallen, an opportunity to maybe clutch. He has a lot of time to work with. He would have to find one of these players isolated and land a nasty shot.
It's that gap, doesn't he? 34 health.
If he had the spike, one of these 100 Thieves players might feel like they had to go to B.
Right now, a bit of uncertainty in terms of what angles to watch for, but as he tries to take the fight, it is shut down. So An expensive anti-eco round for 100 Thieves, losing 3 of their players, but a round on the board.
Yeah, it's going to make this bonus buy have very little bite behind it. I don't think it's the kind of occasion where 100 Thieves want to be forcing.
We shall see.
I'm really interested to see how this footballist comp works on the defense side when they don't have any informational equipment to use for the middle of the map. You know, no turret, no alarm bot, that kind of thing. But that's a long way off. For now, seems hard for Cryo to hold these kind of spots against a Prowler and the drone.
And there was no follow-up there with the drone. It's just using it to put a bit of fear into the 100 Thieves setup. They still have 3 players. At least locked down and anchoring towards that side. This dart's going to do quite a bit, but a drone and a push. Looks like Asuna wanted to try and take some space off of it. He's going to use it to cross.
Yeah, the recon dart and a wall going up is supposed to sell that this was a fake towards B, but 100 Thieves had players there. They had re-pushed B main, so they know that this is ending A. Question is the weaponry good enough for 100 Thieves to actually do anything here?
The walls of smokes. Recon being held now by Derek. The wall goes up. Plan's going to try and go off there. One's really stopping that one, but it looks like they don't have a lot of utility to push him back. This flank now, double play. It's going to be really important. Oh, she wins it. Does he anticipate there to be a second player? He does not. And Derek's still doing tremendous amounts of damage. Left into that 2v3 though. Gun's not too good, and that's a lovely decision to make in the moment. FUT with a double face, double re-clear. Angle watch for, just can't quite nail the shot there. Still Stella. He's got the entire world against him right now with the way it feels, and yeah.
And a great setup actually from FUT at the end there. Once more, if you allow their players to get set up, they look very potent in the post plan. I think that's going to be the story of the rest of this half. Now that we have rifles on the board for both teams, I could see this just becoming an A-site simulator and it just being post plant versus retake. I think FUT will explore the rest of the map for sure to apply a bit of pressure and see if they can find openings. But their composition seems to lean more heavily towards A.
The horn clears quite a bit there, so alongside the drone, just one after the other. It's enough being used. Still, look at this by 100 Thieves on the other side of the map. I mean, perfectly willing to let Stella leave him to his own devices over towards B, but this is a quad push now.
They just missed each other.
Oh my goodness, Asuna!
Oh, that is really unfortunate. It could have gone in either direction because it looked like 100 Thieves had almost missed the timing. But both of those FUT players hit the ground.
And it's all based on timing is what it feels like. Cracks just not watching the angle. Even the call wasn't made, but just didn't anticipate that Stella could be there. And Mr. Fallen, an attempt was made there. All that util being used to clear him out. He's got the crossfire, he's got the heal, but he needs to take a fight, and there'll just be 2 players matching him. Ball down at a captain, slow at his feet, can't isolate the fight in time, and one of the things that we've been singing the praises for this 100 Thieves squad has been how clean they are. No gaps in terms of the spacing. Never really a moment of weakness, it feels like, when it gets into those situations.
But that's also a really interesting round. 100 Thieves going for such an aggro push over towards A. And that isn't something that we've seen from them. On, Haven, they didn't play crazy aggressive, pushing out on defense very often. And I don't feel like I saw that too much in their game against EDG either. I put a lot of focus onto Asuna and the agent that he picked over on Haven. But at some point, about 2/3 of the way through that map, I said he needed to step up and actually showcase the value of the KO, and I think he did that wonderfully. And he's come in here with the same kind of energy. Going crazy in that round on Sage.
Already building up to that res. Deep pit going to be used. This is really hard to get through.
Strange round to use it though, no? Against FUT's economy? Maybe anticipating a force or something?
It does seem a little bit odd, but dart used close, holding the edge of it. Spray down, was hoping that one of the players would be weak and a stray bullet would find it, but instead it's Kiwi.
And Bang evacuates his ult. He allows that to fall, so just trading a single Viper ult for 1 kill in the anti-eco.
Isn't entirely too useful.
But it does mean that Bang retains his life. It doesn't have to overfight it.
His timing's a little bit odd. Horn there pushing forwards.
I like this. Pushing past your Viper wall with the utility.
So Kiwi holds close. He's hoping to throw in something a little bit more quirky, and there you go. Bang found. No more Viper for this retake. Updraft play. He was spotted for about a moment, but chooses to just back away and play with the rest of his team now.
And the way that Bang took that fight shows me that 100 Thieves were not ready for Kiwi to be that far forwards. They didn't group up. They didn't have the second player ready to trade. Bang was just walking in.
So here's that res, and now this retake. What have they got for it? Paranoia is not available to them. Watching that one angle still. Up top, good movement from Stella. He offsets that. Kiwi just could not adjust, and with that oh, what a Sage Wall down. Yeah, not a chance in hell of them winning that one. They just don't have the guns for it.
Those final few kills from Adacaptain are going to keep 100 Thieves' economy in check, but they're still obviously going to be able to buy this round. It was somewhat expensive, though. Bang using his ultimate. Asuna using his. But it's given them some interesting info, I think. And the info that 100 Thieves now have to play with is, we got to worry about Kiwi. You know, Kiwi was kept under control a little bit by Cryo having a ton of impact on the defense side. But Kiwi's going to be unleashed here with all of this extra Sova and Fade utility. And clearly, Kiwi wants to push and wants to go very hard.
From Derek, that was a deep dart, I believe. Gets a tag at least. Can't quite land the second or third shot, though. He did a bit of damage to Moj.
The distraction, Asuna's used his wall, so he doesn't have that for the retake, using it to block off B. Kiwi, unfortunately, with no updrafts, isn't going to be able to abuse that. Otherwise, might have had a great lurk timing.
This drone is quite nice. They anticipated as players pushed up here towards A, so they get that info now. And Stella's holding this lockdown. As Valorant does have an ult for it, we'll be able to offset it, but swinging through the back of the side, Kiwi just was not set up to succeed.
I mean, it's a great flick as well from Cryo. I'm not sure he had the best angle in the world, but he's a dangerous, dangerous operator.
And they don't intend to use this Hunter's Fury. They just let into lockdown, go off here. There's still plenty of time in the round for them to make a play, but it is getting whistled down, approaching that 30-second mark.
Cryo is very pushed up here.
And here we go. Hunter's Fury actually being used to try and initiate into this. Snakebite close. Corner. It's a half clearance. They're not ready for it. Stella does. Only grab the one, though. The trade was good. Now the plant has to go down without too many problems. Still, Night 4 online as well. Do they want to use it? The answer is yes. FUT now pushing forwards and just gets them low enough to decay damage. Setting them up for some easy kills. One shot to the body will do it. And even on that ramp as well, Mr. Farland. Great job getting that kill. Left down to Asuna, free swing. Oh my goodness, across their placement. Now, down to that 1v1. You cannot be affording 100 Thieves these opportunities. Across the ropes, this guy, the movement, Asuna made a name for himself, being able to weave his way and dodge, but time is running so low, and it's his biggest enemy. Got to tap the spot. Mike! That is absurd!
And the king of Icebox makes his return. The movement around the ropes, the way he weaves on this map, it's something else, Bren. He looks unbelievable. What is that from Asuna?
Just sublime.
And I was all ready to praise FUT because the post-plant aggression worked well for them. They set up a 2v1.
But they handed Asuna those easy kills, one at a time.
I mean, easy for him, maybe. I don't see many other players in the tournament getting those. Good God.
He's the kind of player where you can't give him those chances.
And that Sage Wall you've just seen throw down. So they do that a couple of times without Cryo being on top of it. And then one time in the half, they'll put Cryo on top of the wall. So at the moment, it's just a bluff, and it also allowed Stella to load all of his utility on the A side. It's a cool idea. We saw them run it against EDG, and in the one time Cryo teleported on top of the wall, he got destroyed. But for now, it just allows Stella, to focus much more heavily on stopping this eco play towards A.
Yeah. They do have good util. You can see it. There's a slow orb. It was being layered prior to the nano swarms, and the shock darts now being used. So it's not being made easy for FUT. Horn taken out. Still a dart behind them. There's a Viper's Pit. Looks like they want to try and invest into this round. It's going to take everything. Revealed right below. Stella's trying to bring it to him with the shorty in his hands. That's quick work. Goes Mr. Farland into mincemeat, and the Viper's Pit Still up for now, but up top, still needs to find these kills. Cracks, okay. That's not bad at all. Still got to deal with a Viper. Montage picks up the rifle, an upgrade, but just waiting towards him. Derek looking like a crab out the water.
And that's unfortunate too from Montage, because he picked up the Vandal that only had a single bullet in it. I was wondering maybe there was a chance there. Both teams committing their Viper's pits into situations where they're either so favored maybe it's not necessary, or a bit of an optimistic one, I think, from Montage, but they had chances to win that round. I love the shorty usage we're seeing at this tournament.
But it's getting to the point now in this series. FUT are going to be feeling like they've just squandered a prime opportunity to knock out one of the heavy hitter teams.
Yeah, you heard it from Yinsu. Their IGL Mr. Fallen, he's aware of the weaknesses that this team has.
Yeah.
They ride momentum. They want to apply a lot of pressure, dry swing you, take the fights. But when they are hit, normally it leads to a knockout.
Struggle to get back into the fight, into the action. You're seeing it here. A round differential, 5 rounds standing between them, and it seems like 100 Thieves showing no signs of slowing down.
I do think, though, that Futbolists have still been playing quite well, considering the score. Their post-plant play has not been bad. They had chances to win the prior round, where Asuna clutched the 2v1. But they just haven't quite found the necessary step to push themselves over the line and start getting rounds on the board.
Yeah, it's been so close in many of these instances.
All of the gun rounds, though, as far as I can remember, have ended on A.
Yeah.
And look at those retakes. 5 out of 6 of the rounds at 100
Oh, they're going for it. Cryo's going to TP on top of this with a recon dart.
Yeah, here it goes.
Yeah, so the wall gets set up here in Tube.
So the very prior round, they used it as a fake.
Cryo's
Will
to play the
Futbolists
watch.
be ready?
Wall goes up. TP on top. They are watching for it! That is absurd!
God, I mean, I'm not sure whether you should give credit to the strat there. That is just a bonkers shot from Cryo.
But we're ready for it. They were watching it. But how do you match Cryo when he's in form like this?
Heated up off the back of Haven, hasn't he?
Yeah, that flick was just unholy. And the wall now, res being expended over the top. Another punish. Oh, and a captain. Try to hold it down here. Nanoswarm's going to be broken at least. And FUT, they're trying to take space. They're trying to push up here, but just revealing himself a better moment. The rifle spam is enough to take it down. It's down to Kiwi.
And if anyone can match what Cryo's been doing in this round, it has been Kiwi previously.
Yep.
Montage applying some pressure too.
Yeah, this is throwing chaos into the round, and it can be where FUT can maybe grasp it, but the reload's hurt, I think, in Tube there, so they anticipate a push into Kitchen. Plan starting to go down. Cryo, it's got not, man. He's just pushing right into them, and he's punished. Pre-fire flick, Montage with the lurk. I thought they were aware of it, but they're not.
I think with Stella falling, they forgot that the turret wasn't active anymore.
He's lucky he didn't cross into that sight line, that one angle, but this round was just an all but lost here for FUT.
It was 3v5.
They have turned it still. Derek has got something to say about it. This guy's made a name for himself at prior events for being quite nice in the clutch. Snake bites in the back, force the position, headshots found, and the Viper's Pit's online. Stand to this, 1v1. Time running low, Horn's not being broken, but it doesn't even reveal him. Sees as well, gets off at half. It needs to be stuck, bang, all the way, and he doesn't get it. Cracks, snatches it back away when it was just looking done.
What an incredible 3v5 from Futbolist. Finding those opportunities, Montage in mid, doing a ton of work, finding a backstab and undoing all of this great shooting that Cryo had manufactured. The man advantage meaning absolutely nothing. It's not got quite the same pressure on it as the 2v5 that they lost to EDG, but 100 Thieves are still letting opportunities slip. More aggression though. Asuna taking tons of damage from the shot dart.
It's a lovely little bit of set utility from FUT. It punishes that aggressive play for the orbs. I know that Stella's one away from the altar. Off, but what can Derek do here? Back at the side with a Marshall. One stray shot. Mr. Fallen has to drop down now to...
and the operator put back in the hands of Kiwi, which makes a lot more sense to me.
Drone for drone. Tags on either side here. It's worth noting as well that buy for 100 Thieves is a bit all over the place. Still opting to buy for next, but they do have some danger behind it, some bite in terms of the weapons they've got.
Moj went for this play before, a backstab into mid, and then lurked up kitchen as the turret got deactivated when Stella died. Now, though, the turret going to spot this out. What's the reaction from 100 Thieves? Stella was going to rotate A, and now he's drawn back to the middle of the map.
He's left to contain this.
But actually, this has made them more worried about the rotate.
Watch for. Oh, pop down, gives us some info. Bang! The minerals on him to just hold that angle. Only gets the one, though. Eventually traded out still. Stinger favorable there. Plant's going to go down. Moj now being swarmed, surrounded on every side. Still gets the one kill. Make it two. Doing the most. And hops right up. Makes it easy. Cryo left alone here. No bullets in the clip of the weapon he just picked up. So must win round for FUT with the amount that they invested into this one. But looking like signs of life from them.
Absolutely. Coming off the timeout. Working quite nicely. I think round 8, it's just not exactly, I don't think it went to plan, let's put it like that. But it was still FUT coming out with something wonderful to set their momentum back on course. And now I think the ult status starts to really come into effect. Stella's got a lockdown, but Mr. Fallen one away from an ult to counter it. And Moj, if he gets plant or if he gets orb, is going to make the retake extremely difficult for 100 Thieves.
That early presence shown.
And Cryo's looking for a peek in mid, actually, with the operator. FUT might give him a moment, just on a passive angle to start. But
watching it, there's no way he pushes this. You just can't be favored. You got to know that somebody's pushing it, but...
Well, he knows that Moj has been playing in this area the last couple of rounds, so he's hoping to catch the Viper.
Still takes the peek. I mean, this is so risky from him. Wider angle found. And now... starting to see that util flying forwards. Oh my god, the exchange of bullets.
And that's where you see Omen Op not really being favored. He had to take a break there from holding the angle to go and throw a smoke for his players on A. And when he got back onto it, Moj was repositioned.
Did not land that shot, but only the wallbang damage. Now the util, look at it, sees, latches onto it, and with the snake bite. Derek somehow getting one there. Might just be good enough though. Reveals over the top. That is Asuna, just a bit of running gun off the side. No, still. Pumping him out. Down to that 2v2, still Viper's pick committed. So Plant will be going down without too many difficulties. Asuna now biding his time.
Does Bang get a free one on the flank?
Yeah. And this is a bit of a distraction, I think. Pumping the bullets in so that Bang can get a bit of freedom now as he's trying to meet up with his teammate. Linking back around, and it's a deep push, and Mr. Fallen's been spotted. Just down to the Viper, the spam, 20 health. Pulled down so low, and he just doesn't know where to look. 180 after another. Too many angles to watch for.
And while it feels like the Viper's pitch should give FUT a massive advantage in the post plant, they just ended up being scared and confused. 100 Thieves controlled every part of the map around them, and it led to some key mistakes. Completely lost track of where Bang and Asuna were. Both of those players going crazy so far on Icebox.
That impact is being felt.
As
you see that round differential once more. It's 4 that stands between them. It looked like FUT were maybe getting themselves back into this, but these final 2 rounds are going to be where it really matters. The money is not too good. Still, they have that Blade Storm. Kiwi's going to have to play it to open it up, I think, for them. 100 Thieves also answering this. What are their players now?
Ooh, nice.
Away. That's Hunter's Yuri, Derek. Spot is a lot of these players skipping a hop, rotating around, but
a lot of damage.
Yeah, that is a ton of damage. FUT have cut noise now. And when is their time to strike? Shock Dart's going to be revealing that they are still loitering this area. Number 1 used to clear that alarm bot close. Danger for Cryo. Has to smoke. Gets him away from that angle. The one way though. surely you don't take this, but he's got the confidence. Starburst across to the side, and he does
What?
contain.
That's absurd.
Straight down with the Phantoms.
What a shutdown. And that was over in a flash. FUT never stood a chance. Cryo with the most important kill of the round. I don't know how he hits that on a jet. Dashing through.
This feels like it should never be favored, but he comes out on top, just that kind of player.
Takes a special opera to be able to make the Omen op work on this map, I think.
Yeah. And try it in your ranked games, please.
Moj put in an awful spot here. And take a glance at the economy on the rest of FUT. It is not looking pretty. They've been somewhat dangerous in ecos, but most of the time, 100 Thieves have controlled it.
10 seconds left.
Derek's just going hunting, hopping around with the judge.
Yeah, they want this rifle.
Moj is miles away.
I don't know what Derek will be able to do on the long sidelines, but...
We're going to be going into the 12th here, though. And like you said earlier, Brent, I think FUT are going to be very frustrated at the half. No matter which way, whether they win this next round or not, they're still not in a great position to win the series. After on Haven, they had their chances.
And this is the signs of
that's so good.
where you get really tested as a competitor, is being able to ignore the past. Focus on one round at a time, the next map only. But it's one thing to say that and another thing to do.
What can you do with 3 Spectres and a Stinger? I think overwhelming the A site, definitely a possibility.
One option, but that slow orb is going to be stopping any pace towards Belt, and it wasn't quite the idea here for FUT.
There's going to be a bit of a fake play here. They're pushing Cryo off the angle, and look at how that draws the rotate. 100 Thieves leaving the A site completely. Worried about mid, for example. And that's partly because the recon dart saw nothing on A. Just, they haven't seen a sniff of Footballist. And that's given FUT the opening.
Yeah, this is a really important timing.
बोलते रहे जय हिंद.
Right now, it's up to FUT to try and capitalize, because 100 Thieves, the longer they wait now, the more the players start to reinforce this area.
अभी उठाऊं तो गया था.
And Asuna just aiming a little bit too high there. Horn has to be broken. Up top over the top. Kiwi moves his way forwards. Head revealed.
अरे
Roller
Howard
in his
लेके
face
गुल
as well.
जाएगा
It's gonna
यार.
be hard to push them back. Now a snake bite.
The reflank in mid is so good here from Moj.
And Moj.
I think it's going to win them the round.
Yep, the value to be found, and he does claim that kill.
That means no paranoia, no smokes for the retake. That's part of why they're running Cryo and Omen.
Left into this one, 100 Thieves are scrambling, yet still, when the pressure's mounting, these players look like diamonds. And Bang's left to it. 1v2.
कितना बचा है? हेलो.
Potentially weak.
मैच कितना बचा है?
FUT just have to double up and find the kill, and that they will. Bang not afforded.
हाँ हाँ बोल ना, मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही क्या?
Will be what we see.
मैच से खेलो.
The final map here of this absolutely unreal Stellar series. Just outstanding from what we've seen in this first half as well.
Hello.
It's going to do it for now. Throw it down to the desk to break it down and set us up for that second half.
Thank you very much, Josh and Bren. Mimi, it's great to see how 100 Thieves recovered after the map and continue to pull ahead with the momentum.
Yeah, and similar to their Icebox game against EDG, they've
मेरी Discord से आवाज म्यूट कर दी क्या?
With this Omen has continued to work. I wanted to take a look back at one of
मेरा
these
sensitivity दूसरी है mic की.
first half of play here, and this is where you see some of the idea behind this
क्या करता है भाई? Hello.
FUT is running. You have a haunt to go deep. Kiwi contacts up and makes a play past the Viper wall, and it initially works out really well. Bang is caught off guard. The thing is, 100 Thieves is so comfortable in playing these retakes, it doesn't really matter. You see them pop up that sage wall, a great paranoia comes out from Cryo, and the whole team swings together, holds FUT back, and utterly locks them into main. Footballers really struggled in that half to find a solution to these 100 Thieves retakes, which leaves them in a pretty tough spot at this half.
No, it really does. I mean, great stuff. I mean, but also good from Footballs to see that they are still fighting back. Yes, the scoreline is not
Hello.
worst one that we've seen so far in the series for them with that 4-8 scoreline at the moment, but we saw them be able to rebound, pick up a couple of extra rounds, especially that one right there at the very end with Maj going on that deep lurk. It's been some really good stuff, and I love to see that they're still fighting back despite what we said, you know, Mr. Fallen said, saying we lose a map, we're going to foul out of this. Now we're going to take a look, though, at Cracks and Mr. Fallen as we get ready to go for these guys on the defending side.
Yeah, they're both playing
Hello.
on this double scout comp, playing the Sova, playing the Fade. And my question is really, what are they going to be cooking up to make something work in this second half? Because normally, when you play a Fade, you'd expect to raise with it. You'd expect to shut down the plan. Is it just play heavy retake? Is it about setting Kiwi up? These are the questions for me.
It feels like you got to be getting that information early, get a good read on where 100 Thieves is trying to go, and then get those rotations, get those lurks through to be able to punish them.
आ गई मेरी आ रही है
तेरी पहले भी आ रही थी साले पता नहीं क्या कर रखा था उन्होंने
भैया मैंने कुछ नहीं कर रखा था योर पीसी योर फॉल्ट
साले तभी तो डिस्कनेक्ट करके आया तेरे को आवाज आई है राम को
अरे मैं तेरे लिए करना पड़ता है यार ये तो बंदे बोलते हैं भाई बड़ा आदमी हो गया बात नहीं करता भाई चांसेस तो VC अंडर टी के लग रहे हैं जीतने के 4-8 हो गया
अभी बचा हुआ है नाम
अबे वो वाला तो दो में से अगर वो दो जीत जाते FUT वाले तो हो जाता तीसरा राउंड चला गया उन्होंने निकाल लिया अंडर टी वालों ने अब ये वाला राउंड जो जीतेगा निकल जाएगा फिर वो विनर है फिर उसके बाद एक राउंड फिर अब Fnatic और फर्क होगा फिर
Yinsu was talking about that Mr. Fallen has talked about previously too.
वो भी मिलेगा तो
देखते हैं यार नींद अभी नींद आ जाएगी तो सो जाऊंगा नींद नहीं आ रही अभी
तो उस बंदे से नहीं मिलेगा
क्या आया कौन है तू खुद नहीं आया गेम में
मैं तो अब जा रहा हूँ ना खेलने
तू क्या सोने चला गया था
तो क्या लगता है तेरे को
तू बड़ा सही यार तुम कभी भी सो जाते हो
भाई मेहनत करनी पड़ भाई मैंने तेरे को बोला ना मैं शाम की 5 बजे से लेके 11 बजे तक लैपटॉप पे बैठा था काम करते रहो
यार मेरे को नींद ही नहीं आती अगर जिस टाइम नींद आने की हो उस टाइम सो गया तो ठीक नहीं तो नहीं आती वाओ निकल गया 100 टी का एक बंदा निकल गया
मतलब
दोनों का एक हो गया 4v4 हो गया 3v3 1v3 निकल गया
मास्टर ऑनलाइन बैठा है तू तो ऑनलाइन बैठा है
अबे हूं ना ऑन पड़ी है गेम
खेल लेना भाई
I could see what they were going for with the wall, but I just don't think 100 Thieves post plan positions
आ जाना
accounted for the fact that they had changed the
खेलेंगे
territory on the map.
बंदे बुला ले
It didn't look like they were
लेकिन
set
नहीं
up
यार
to
फिर
help
लंबा
each other
चलता
in
है
the same
गेम
way
मैं
that we
दिन
would
में आया
normally
करूंगा
expect from the
गेम में
team, and they got overwhelmed by the FUT players.
मैं दिन में स्ट्रीम
swarming
नहीं कर
back into the
सकता
site.
खेलने के लिए बोल रहा हूं मैंने स्ट्रीम की तो बोली
Big pistol round, important one, a must win.
तो फनी क्लिप्स डालना
Rip it back away from them
5
immediately
मिनट
with a
लगेंगे
force.
डालने में एडिटिंग थोड़ी करनी है उसमें ज्यादा कुछ
अच्छा
Definitely.
यस
If they don't win this, FUT are essentially
बात
tied
नहीं
up
भाई।
just based on the economy. Yeah, they'll be able to get back into this one.
क्या कोई बात नहीं
मैं उस बंदे को बुला रहा हूँ तेरे को आना है आजा उस बंदे को तो बुला रहा हूँ तब भी
क्या हो गया मंडे को
अबे उस बंदे को लौड़े तेरे को आना है बात करनी है
तो इसका
आना है बात करनी है तो आजा पहले मैं बैंश
मंडे तो कल ही है
अबे यार चूतिया है भाई तू
Not really too aware of what's happening. Ton of misinformation because Ada Captain has already locked off B.
तू तो बहुत ज़्यादा सीरियस है
Sorry, the full
इस चीज के लिए हाँ मैं हूँ
That means that FUT can keep 3 players over
इतना
here.
सीरियस तो मैंने नहीं लिया था
The drone seeing nothing, and now the haunt seeing nothing as
क्या
well.
कहा कल कहाँ घर पे बुला रहा था उसे
अबे भाई मैंने उसे घर पे नहीं बुलाया यार गेम में आजा मैं बोल रहा हूँ क्या सुन रहा है
गेम में तो पड़ा हूँ मैं
खेलेगा मैं कह रहा हूँ VCT हटा कर मैं गेम खेलेगा ये पूछ रहा हूँ
गेम नहीं खेल रहा मैं
बस यही पूछ रहा था
मैं पार्टी में बैठ जाऊंगा तेरे साथ तो गेम में चला जा यहाँ बांश तो कुछ बोल नहीं रहा और बैठा हुआ हूँ
पता नहीं क्या कर रहा है भाई ये लड़का 11 बजे से देख रहा हूँ उसे
मैं बहुत ही बढ़िया सेटअप मिला उसे बना हुआ
Doesn't collect it. Now to defuse. Shock dart misses. Needs to be held all the way through, sticking it through, and there is nothing to push it back.
बेंच आ गया, बेंच से रिप्लाई भी नहीं किया, बेंच गेम खेलने आ गया, हरामी है भाई बेंच.
The slow orb was destructive to their positioning. Perhaps should have been a bit proactive and tried to find another spot to play in, but
तो बेंच ऑनलाइन आ गया, एस्ट्रिक नहीं आ सकता. ठीक है भाई, बढ़िया है.
They're now knocked back down to a full eco. FUT start to get their economy rolling.
बेंच का पीछे सपोर्ट कर जाता है भाई. गेम और स्ट्रीम मैं मारा नहीं कर पाता.
मैं कह रहा हूँ अपनी वो स्ट्रीम बंद करके गेम खेल ले और गेम स्ट्रीम कर ले.
रुक जा यार, ये राउंड खत्म ही होगा, इनका तो देख लो.
बेंच कुछ बोला क्या?
बोला कुछ भी
वो डिस्कॉर्ड पे.
नोप.
बेंच तेरा ऑटोमेटिक पहले की तेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही. बेंच हेलो हेलो, मुझे अपनी आवाज कैसे आ रही है?
हाँ तो दो जगह बोलेगा तो दो जगह आएगी.
अबे लेकिन सारे डिस्कॉर्ड वाली आवाज में को आ रही है.
अरे बॉल गलत हो गई.
मुझे आता है कि तेरी आवाज भी दोबारा आई है बेंच की वजह से. बेंच हेलो, डिस्कॉर्ड सुन रहा है क्या?
No fuel in the tank for the Viper. Wall still moving forwards. Cryo. Play to be made. Taking the space in his own smoke as well. They are just ever so slightly crawling and taking away that control of Orange still. Kiwi's there with the operator angle. Where's the spike? Still being held. Spike is just in the middle of nowhere right now. And calls are being made for 100. Trying to adapt to what's being thrown at them, but
भाई यार बेंच चलो चलो. बेंच 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 बेंच
लग गए. वाला बंदा बोल गया शेरिफ से.
just made this so much more dangerous. And the labored shots here cracks down to 11 health. Spike in his hands. The plant needs to go off.
A lot of utility still.
Just it. Face the reswing, waiting. It's a patient play. Snake right on the one side to give him a bit of anticipate this. And cracks. He needs to land a shot, waits for it. Spike goes down the swing and the swing. Bang, just so unfortunate there. Looking away at just the wrong moment.
11 health.
भैया मैं सोने जा रहा हूँ भाई, तुम लोग ही कर लो.
It should never have got that close from FUT.
कुछ नहीं हुआ.
It should never have been close to a lost round, this one. Some great shots being hit though from the 100 Thieves players.
क्विट करने का.
Yeah.
खुद गेम में नहीं है तो तुम.
अभी बंद कर दिया. बाय गुड नाइट.
सोने जा रहा है.
Cryo was forced to make a play, but it's these couple of kills here as Stellar and Bang decide to fight in the same area that Cryo and Asuna had decided to fight earlier on. I think the overall idea of pushing more on your attack is good, but FUT need to be ready for that.
So here we are, round 16. The economy reset for both of these teams, but they do have the guns in their hands.
Look how open mid and B are.
Yeah, there's just no presence there. Not even at the beginning of the round.
I think there's some great opportunity for the 100 Thieves players, be it Bang or be it Stella, to work Tube a bit. Especially off the back of some distraction from the rest of the team on the outsides of the map.
This is good. Drone didn't see Bang. He's taking the timing off of this one. It's still aware. What is that?
Just walking through the smoke.
The Tracer's almost revealing it. They almost set him up for the 1-2 combo.
That's absurd.
He managed to nail that shot. I don't know what to think.
I mean, I said work the middle of the map, but if Mosh is watching that, it's hard for Bang to win the duel. Bang, though, one away from getting his ult online. Interesting omen ult. That clears out yellow, so they can save some of their utility.
All in the way, though. Got to chew through this one, and with 40 seconds remaining, but have no issues whatsoever. We're stacking a lot of their players. That
Hunter's Fury.
Though. Yep, Hunter's Fury. Wall's going to be broken immediately for this one. The players are so low. Hunter's Fury, where is it? The damage done. Cryo will fall. Spike's still down, though, and they do have that pit. Rez now online. Cryo back in the fight. Is there going to be any spam to this? Is there going to be any punish? Derek, he was at a slide-off angle. And control of this side of the area is going to be so important now to Nano Swarms. Layers to it. He's going to be applying that time pressure. Going to need a miracle. Beaming through all the way and just pre-firing the corners. The angles watched for.
And Mr. Fallen runs away with his tail tucked between his legs. Big mistake from him in this round, missing that Hunter's Fury onto the plant. Asuna got a free one. And that allows 100 Thieves to get set up into a much more stable position. He's going to get the gun taken away as well. And 100 Thieves are now pretty firmly in control of this.
Yeah, that was such an important one. Like we said at prior, look at the money right now. Look at this situation. Would have done well to fight back in this half. There was openings afforded to them by the way that 100 Thieves decided to play that macro game, but a steady lead now for 100 Thieves, and they have that advantage when it comes to that economy.
A site completely open now as FUT gamble in the opposite direction.
Running all the way down! Cryo's holding that angle alone. Listen, when you're being swarmed by that many players, you give up a rifle.
Whoa, this is dangerous now.
Dash to the side, Bladestorm as well! Kiwi! An absolute magical moment! And that precision has just sailed them through.
Thrifty, Katta.
Thrifty round of FUT from seemingly nowhere, but 100 Thieves. Where was the plan to contain?
Oh, that's amazing from FUT. The overwhelm of Cryo instantly, and then the push off the back of the drone tag. When the drone tags there onto Bang, the response is instant.
No hesitation.
Kiwi dashes out, he has Bladestorm. One of the other players on his team picks up the rifle from Cryo's dead body. And it flips the momentum immediately. So many moments where this has happened in the series so far. A clutch, a thrifty, and the normal flow of the game's turned on its head.
Absolutely. Thieves getting tested in every single part of their play. And FUT rising to the challenge. For a team like this as well, turning up at the big stage. It's 8-4 at the half. It can be hard to shake off the previous map performance. It's hard to forget that, knowing how close you were to knocking out 100 Thieves in just 2, but okay.
I mean, that's a great signal for Bang, isn't it? They have no idea he's here. They've walled him in.
Locked in all the way. Jump peek though. Mosh ready. Discipline, flick though. How do you prepare for that? Ada Kaplan looking for that re-clear as well to the bottom of tube. This plan though is going to go down without too many problems, and Bang has really started to deliver a couple of issues. Crosshair placement down onto the ground, yet still he adjusts, but there is that double face. The trade is there. Ada Kaplan now doesn't have to worry about too much. With the res online, Kiwi back into it, and it is that 4v4.
Bang has bought them so much time. And Asuna went for a mid-reflank and
wall in the way. He's just revealed his position completely. I mean, they wanted to go for the extra level of it, but Derek off to the side. Guardian just tap from the gun, finding 2 of the heads. Still 2v2, wider swing, and Stella lanes reigns supreme.
Awesome double face at the end there. Real confidence from Cryo and Stella. I don't know what was going on in mid there on the reflank, but I guess it caused enough of a distraction for the other post-plan players to find their kills. I think Derek's worked wonders there though with the Guardian finding 2. These kills shuts down Kiwi and finds a second out of it. How's he managed that?
Salvaged it.
I mean, the player that has just been incredible this whole time on Icebox though, for 100 Thieves is Bang. It doesn't matter whether it's been on the defense side or now the attack side. He's worked his way into positions to take fights and just been dumpstering the FUT players.
Yeah, I mean, it's been real prowess being showcased. I mean, the guy is, like we said, working his way into mid most of the time. He's sitting at 21 and 13 currently.
Yeah.
In terms of kills to death.
He got a fair few of those on the defense side too, with Asuna just playing fantastically. But on attack, he's there when his team needs him to trade, and he's there to open up space too. And it's, I mean, you pointed it out actually when we were watching him. It's not that his crosshair placement is actually that great, but he still wins the duel. His flicks, his accuracy, superb. And the pressure's back on FUT. They take a timeout and are coming back into this round with a pit to work with and Kiwi on the operator.
It feels like this entire series is just hinging on little plays, miracles almost as well to keep either side into it with the thrifties. And the economy has just been honest the entire time.
Yeah, it has.
Pop over the top. Viper's Pit drop down. That's an interesting one. Falls to the ground, but it does cover enough of the front section of A.
Yeah, just the classic Pac-Man ult.
Yep. Drone as well to reclear. That actually doesn't see anything. 100 Thieves avoided it.
Derek's still got his drone. Could use it to push Kiwi off the op angle or to challenge this pit. I still think it would be a good idea to run a lot of 4-1 defaulting here and have a lurker go through mid, but all 5 players from 100 Thieves balled up, ready to trade out in the pit.
They are making so much noise. Smoke over the top, sets up Bang in that 4 position. This is still quite difficult.
But now they know there's 3 players here. They've heard a Prowler, a Dart, and obviously there's the pit in front of them. And here's the problem, if 100 Thieves had control anywhere else, they could pivot. But instead they're just moving together as a group. And that is going to slow the reactions down a lot.
Could prove incredibly troublesome for them. That wall is just interesting. There's a slight gap. They're using it to try and go mid to A around the Viper's pit.
Oh, this is bizarre.
Hunter's Fury as well. Sets us up to push through, and it's going to clear once more. The common angles, pushing forward, spray down, not found, Bang. Use that extra element, pushes forwards, another wall to cut across, and it is pure pandemonium.
But they found out where Moj is.
And it's found, what? A strike. Stray bullet from Derek finding it. Spike not going to be denied, but the position is known. Dash activated. Kiwi finds the kill, dashes forwards, but he's got the most to do. Nana Swan pushes him forwards. Another smoke as well, down to 53 health, and has to save. Has to save. What a difficult decision.
Wow, and what a crazy round for Stella to call. I mean, that is bonkers. Partly though, they're able to do that because of the Omen in the play. They have an extra smoke that they can use. It's really difficult to run a play like that with only a Viper. But even so, the Omen smoke doesn't actually cover enough. You can still get shot from Boiler or from Spawn, so massive risks being taken there for 100 Thieves to call a strat like that. But the timing just worked impeccably. And the fact that they had so many layers with it, you know, Derek ulting allows the players from screens to swing and get trade kills. Bang goes through the ult. I think, honestly, if Moj finds Bang when he's going through the ult, maybe we're looking at a different round anyway, but everything worked perfectly for 100 Thieves. And whereas I feel every map that 100 Thieves have played so far has been balanced on a knife's edge, they might have just turned this to the point where it's comfortable for them.
That one play. Cooking up all sorts. I mean, obviously, a little bit of RNG at play as well, Derek. Lucky to claim that one, but this is a timeout being used now by 100 Thieves. 11-8 as the scoreline.
And I think partly Mike's might have called this because the previous FUT eco round caught them so unaware. And maybe it's because he's identified some holes in how FUT are playing and feels like he's got valuable input to give. I think there's a number of things that 100 Thieves could do here, but it all starts with absorbing aggression early on. You've got to anticipate something happening. With the way that FUT have been playing the defense side, stacking 4A, pushing, stacking 4B, pushing, you kind of just have to hold and wait for that for the first 20 seconds. Kiwi, though, did save an operator rather than the Blade Storm, so maybe they're more worried about that aspect of it. Either way, 100 Thieves are 2 rounds away from getting to face the winner of Fnatic Furia, which is where everyone expected them to be, but the journey has been anything but expected.
It's been all over the place.
The journey has been so much more rugged than anyone could have predicted for this team, and that is full credit to EDG and now FUT.
Pushing teams to the limit. Those expectations. Now we'll see how they manifest in this round here for FUT, because it's that 3-round deficit. Drone, straight down mid, that saw quite a bit. The attacking side there of 100 Thieves, a couple of players being spotted out.
You're not actually holding anybody to watch for a B push, but there's nobody there. It's only Kiwi with his operator. Yeah. And that puts the pressure on everybody else on FUT to win the round, because Kiwi's going to be a long way from this hit.
Viper wall up now. Slow orbit to the back as well as that. See that dart. Gonna be a wall up. See that plant. Not gonna be anything to try and dissuade that one, of course. No rifles to try and break down the wall. But how do they hold this in the post plant? 100 Thieves have had difficulties with this when the Sage Orbs have been landing on the one side of 410. Dart over the top now. Asuna in trouble. Still, this team's gonna hold us back, breaking that utility. Now the alarm bot That's going to signal something. Pushing forwards, a high-risk play, but it pays off. Kill's still going to be found for them. We're going to be blocking the side of this, and 100 Thieves looking so clean.
Kiwi's got to escape.
Yep. Last player standing, he had the operator, but he does not get out alive. At 100 Thieves, they find themselves now to series point, to match point.
They should have been on the wrong end of one on Haven, but they managed to escape and avoid it. Now they find themselves in the controlling part. I mean, taking the operator out of the hands there at the end of Kiwi means they don't have to worry about it at all. They can look at the economy. They know that FUT can't afford one. I think that just means 100 Thieves can be a little safer, or rather feel a bit safer heading into this round. Kiwi is going to be the player challenging them here.
And he has to be the difference maker.
He's got no one to stop this.
Team's tournament life on the line of his shoulders, but he doesn't get a freebie. No easy kills offered. Just a dash to disengage, but does he want to try and take this fight? The confidence is still there. And as the smoke goes up, Bang takes the precise timing.
Bang now one away from his ultimate too if he decides to go for the plant. This looks all knotted up. A nice little bow on it. 100 Thieves firmly in control.
They just have to go through those routines. The wall up, preventing that util from denying the plant. Setting themselves up now in that 4v5. It's FUT that need a miracle. Omenal for information. Not too sure where that one went, but now there's going to be smokes at play. And Cryo, he splits up the one side of the site. They're so worried about the flank because of the Omenal. They're so worried about it. And time is running low. Haunt forwards. Press the advantage now. FUT have really just got to find anything at all. A hope, a dream, a miracle, but 100 Thieves push to the limits. And it's just far too clean.
Smiles on the faces of the 100 Thieves squad as they take down another opponent that gave them a good run for their money.
Absolutely.
But FUT just didn't quite have it there in that final map in the final half. A very valiant effort though. I've got to give credit to the EMEA side. They showed what they were worth, but 100 Thieves just seem to have something about them that pulls them through in every tough moment. I'm still amazed that they dodged the match point on Haven, but I think that might have just been an opportunity squandered for FUT. They'll know it when they look back through the game that they had their chances to win here. And for a while it'll haunt them, but I hope it inspires some confidence too as they go back to EMEA. The off-season was so rough for this team, losing to non-partnership teams, etc. But what they've showed at Lock-In should bode fairly well.
Yeah, the potential is there. Just needs to be harnessed, but that is going to finalize the series. And 100 Thieves, they sail their way to that win in map number 3. There were many moments where it was looking more than close. They are that final beacon, the shining light to represent North America at the Lock-In tournament here in Sao Paulo.
And they are going to have their work cut out for them. Everyone was looking at the bracket, expecting 100 Thieves to get to this spot, and just savoring the idea of them playing against Fnatic or possibly even Furia. We'll see that match coming up in a bit. For 100 Thieves, it only gets more challenging as they move forwards. So far, they've been up to the task.
Over the series going the distance. Reveals quite a bit in terms of map pool, the strengths here and there, so it will be a hard task awaiting them, but at least they survive another day.
That's the key at Lock-In, isn't it? You've just got to keep surviving. Yeah. This 100 Thieves squad are full of survivors. The individual moments that we've seen from players. Bang, I mean, Asuna's movement in the clutch that he won in the 1v2, sublime there.
Unreal.
And then Cryo putting in work with his Omen operator on defense. The flick shots were just bonkers.
Just insane. It's one of the questions we posed at the beginning of this, you know, if Cryo isn't playing that Jet, how will he bring it to a player like Kiwi? How will they keep it in check? But some of their parts, much more than that. That's what it feels like when you watch this 100 Thieves squad. And yeah, they've been tested, but some part of that, they get tempered, come out on the other side of it stronger.
We'll have to see, won't we? I mean, this squad is, like you said, the last hope of North America, and they've got high hopes for this tournament. saw on the other side of things, NRG have a really close battle. And you look at the 100 Thieves, Van there, those water bottles, I swear, are full of sweat. They were empty when the game started. Everybody that's favoring 100 Thieves in this bracket has to have been sweating in the games that they played so far. They've been awesome matches.
So your match MVP as well. Have a direct impact and say into this one as well. If you scan that QR code, Cryo, Bang, Stella. Many players you could vote for, honestly.
It's Bang for me. I think it is. I mean, I think that Stella also had some great moments, some great reads on the game, etc. But to me, Bang is just such a consistent factor for this team. I think he really stepped up when his team needed him today.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy just put up unbelievable numbers. A top frag for his team there on Icebox. But that's going to do it for our first series of the day. Narrow victory here for 100 Thieves. But don't go anywhere. On the other side of the break, we're going to be setting up that second series of the day. We'll see you in